Mm-hmm. Let's get this party started. Let me see. Get to invite some people. Get these likes and shares up. All that good stuff. Mm-hmm. 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 Ain't nothing good. Hey, run for your life. Hey, run for your life. Mm-hmm. Everybody say, oh, the all. And step to the weed. Step there. I gotta unfollow some people that. I gotta unfollow some people. I got to unfollow some peoples. Let me go fix this little screen up. All right, we good. All right, always gotta bring my backup in and do it. Gotta always bring my backup in. Mm-hmm. Hey, run for your life. Hey, run for your life. Mm-mm. Feel like it's something. Everybody say OVO. I said OVO. Instead of we. Instead of we. Are you my friend? Are you locked in? Uh, uh, times four. Uh, uh, okay, we good. We have to think about something real quick. Hey, running for your life. Wow. All right. Random stuff be popping up. All right, let me get this going. Get that room going real quick. Get that room going real quick. I know you got a little life in you. Know you got a lot of strength in you. Then I mean, I threw myself a donut. I ain't got no money on this account like that. Threw myself a donut. Sheesh. And let it show. Hey, we about to get on these entitled head people up in this bar. If you entitled and you know it, clap your hands. That's why I wanted to name the room, but it wasn't enough room. You feel me? But yeah, we're gonna get on that, man. tearing this world up right now, boy. That pride and ego, plus that entitlement mentality, boy. Type of people, I demand this. You must do this. I deserve this, but I don't get what I deserve all the time, but I deserve it. Where's the Thanksgiving and the gratefulness and appreciation? And you didn't really have to do this. And, maybe if we had more of a mentality in that way, we'd be a little bit more happy. We'll be happy for real. Maybe if we did. Maybe it's Maybelline. Let me see something. Let me post this. They not like us. They not like us. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? All right, let's get them adjustments going. What's the other question? Because something is law doesn't make it right. Yep. I don't think we ever got to that last one the last time I did this topic. Today's problem is the lack of freedom or control. We want to talk about that. I want to see, I think, based off how people answer that question, it's going to tell me what they do. Oop. Go ahead and get this going real quick. Box cupboard. What the heck was that? Make sure. I don't know what that was. Hashtag FRP. You feel me? Expectation, assumption. Who is in privilege in America? What are you forced to do? So it made me think about that with that question though. I think I don't understand this then, cause like, so in the previous live, I don't understand when people say that you're forcing something down, you forcing people to whatever, right? How do people, like, when we on this app, right? That's what I was explaining. But like I said, some rooms I speak Chinese in, I guess, whatever. Some rooms I actually understand. So I'm wondering, like, how do somebody get forced to either internalize a message or have to even accept somebody's message? Because we have this thing on here where we all can choose what rooms we want to go in. We can choose who we want to talk to us. You know what I'm saying? Or talk to. So if somebody is telling you a message that you don't like or you're not feeling, right? How do you enforce you when you could just simply either drop, block, or just get up off this app? You know what I'm saying? So how do on this app, right? That's why I can't let nobody slide with that they forcing me and why they pushing this message towards me and all this other stuff. I don't how do how did that I think a lot of people just don't want to admit that pride and ego is what's making them stay in these situations to make them feel like they're being forced anything. Because like if somebody is in a room, right, and talking about some trash I don't even agree with or mess with, I don't have to go in there. What I got to be in there for? To tell them stop talking about it. Stop pushing this message to me. I don't agree with. If I don't agree with it, I don't agree with it. That's with anybody. If you just don't agree with something, sometimes you got to agree to disagree, move on. You got options, right? But this thing called they're trying to force me to believe. No, they don't have to force anybody to believe anything. That's a little. I don't get it. Yeah, I just don't get it. What's the deal? Cuz I see you, brother. It's just getting started up in here, so I'm warming the room up. You know. But yeah, it's just yeah. People come with anything though. I think so. Like I do like what that last live was talking about though, because it's like they really trying to. They really pushing out to like take away shame. They really pushing that out, and I highly disagree with that. I think that's the freaking problem. I explained to them in pure English, right? Because somehow, it's like I said, in some rooms you speak Chinese. In pure English, I'm like, well, shame is necessary, right? And sometimes we're not about to. I look at it, if you don't shame something, you're bringing a high chance of bringing acceptance to something, right? Then they like, why are you doing that? And make a person feel bad and make them, that's the whole point of shame, right? If you feel shame within self, right? That's even an emotion. That's an emotion, right? When you know you did something wrong, you should feel shameful. You shouldn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? So people is, I don't know. I feel like that's I don't understand what people want to save or make sure people is happy so bad that they don't realize that shaming is freaking part of life. It's part of life. That lets you know to go down a different path. Or it just lets you know, hey, if you continue doing this or keep being that way, we don't accept it. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people they come with anything to save somebody's feelings. That's what it is. But then they have a terrible life at the same time. So it's like, and I always told people, this is my saying. I've been saying for years. I would rather live good than feel good. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is about. You're not going to feel good all the freaking time. That's just what it is. It don't feel good to get humiliated or feel good to get humble or feel good that you're wrong. It just don't feel good. But if you take out of those and realize, you know what, it's something I might have to learn. But we so used to always having to win and all this other stuff. Just like I talk junk on video games and all that stuff. Sometimes I lose, get humble. That's just part of freaking life. That means I either got to get better or I got to realize this person is better than me. It's just simple as that. So you're going to feel you're not going to be happy all the freaking time in life. And if you always trying to live life trying to make sure you feel good all the time, and I'm going to end up hurting myself if I don't feel good. Like that's just some soft type stuff, and that's not possible for anybody. We're going to go through things. We're going to stress in life. We're going to the point is we're not going to always feel good. That's just what it is. So people they trying to really eliminate shame, and I just really don't. I highly disagree with that. Then I'm like, I wanted to say, but they ain't giving me a freaking chance to talk. But it's like this. It's like, and people just say anything to make sure, no, you don't want like that and all that, whatever. But it's like, bro, everybody do it. Everybody, the people that cry about it is be the main ones that's shaming. That's freaking part of freaking life. Nobody's about to uplift, like I keep using, a drunk. They're not going to uplift deadbeat fathers, right? But somehow I realize when it comes to shame, it always be a problem when it comes towards women because we so used to babying them ever since we've been born. Ever since since I've been born, it's been happening before my life and stuff because everybody want to, we don't want them to feel bad. I don't want mama to feel bad. That's one of the main things because the reason why we don't want to shame women, right, is because we think about our mothers. Our mothers took care of, the mothers went through a lot and all this other stuff, but then mothers ain't perfect either. They got some conniving ways. They got all type of stuff, right? I mean, but it's just like we address that when it happened. If you see something that's bringing them down the wrong path, they keep choosing the wrong type of guys. They keep effing them over. But vice versa, we already get on daddies all the time. We do that. But I think this new language of holding women accountable, or you know what I'm saying, it's a problem. Ain't nobody wanted to exclude shaming until it became on the women. And if anybody ever noticed that, you know what I'm saying? Like, it been shaming all these 50 more plus years on these men is that, trash that, stop doing that, they deal with this, they be messing with women and they can't keep this and they no good. All this stuff we've been doing for years about the man, but now they want to eliminate shaming as soon as you get on a woman about twerking her booty in. putting, neglecting your child and all this other stuff. Now we want to eliminate shaming and we want to say, oh, shaming don't work now. Let's take that out of here. That hurts people more than anything. Y'all wasn't saying all that when it was on the other end. Y'all was not saying that none of these years. But now that we're putting their foot in the fire now it's a freaking problem. Let's take that away. Let's stop hurting their feelings. Y'all didn't care about it on the other end. We understand, we get it, right? We get life. All right, men are disposable, whatever. But stop with this fake stuff that we want men's mental health and we want to make sure y'all doing good. I want you to express. Y'all don't really want that for real. Quit the lies. Y'all really don't. Y'all just say that to sound cute because y'all overall we understand. We know the world caters to the women, care about the women, and there's not no problem behind that. But then again, we can't complain about why the world going a certain way when we doing this half accountability or this half shaming tactic, right? You know what I'm saying? This half, let's check this. You don't see, like, even with the not even with celebrities, right? Or stuff like that, like Bill Cosby and all them, right? They go dig deep in people like Usher and all and P. Diddy. They dig deep for that, right? When do they dig deep for a woman, right? I'm pretty sure they done did some trashy type stuff. But we already know this world, the world itself, right? We can say the world or America itself, they would do anything to keep, especially the black man down. That's just what it is. But when we mention that, we either crying, we either that, but it's just reality. It's freaking reality. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, when you want to bring fairness to something, right? You want to bring fairness to something, they like, well, we need to stop doing this now. Now we need to stop doing it. It's so funny. Hold on, let me get some more people up in here though. This is some silly stuff, man. It's silly. It's silly, man. But yeah, that's a funny type live. That live was freaking funny. That is funny, man. I might have to make a topic on that too, though. I might end up talking about that tomorrow, though, because yeah, I don't like that I don't like that they trying to eliminate shame now. Don't try to eliminate it now and talk down on it now, and then you shaming the shamers. Like they don't understand the hypocriticals. I don't know how to say it in that way, right? Hypocrisy, whatever. Being a hypocrite, right? You don't see being a hypocrite behind that situation, right? Because I swear they literally don't have no problems. That's why I figured it was like that, but it just sounds weird using it out loud like that. Hypocrisy or whatever. But I just want to say hypocriticalness. Throw it in that though. But it's just, yeah, they don't realize it though. And the thing is, it's like a lot of us we get it smarter now. We being more logical. We trying to think even more. We realizing that this world is so feelings based. We realizing all type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's just, it's a shame that they try to take away shame. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to understand why some of these people even doing it. Like people doing anything, and I get it. Whatever that might help you get your numbers and all this stuff, but that's not about to help make us a better community on this thing that we talk about community. It just won't. You know what I'm saying? It don't. You can't say I want to help grow, but then you want to eliminate or you want to have check things. It just really don't work like that. I really don't like that stuff. Like I said, nobody was talking about it. Nobody was literally saying shame is a bad thing. People literally was not saying that all these years. That's some funny. That the more I keep thinking on it, it's just freaking. It's funny. It's funny. Nobody like they mouths was mouses. They was loving when Steve Harvey was doing it. They loving what Oprah was doing and Wendy Williams and all them. They just love it. Shame. You go, girl. You know that was a trashy man. You go. Dang, but as soon as Kevin Samuels and all this other stuff, it's the delivery. It's all this stuff. Now they want to wake up and say that's a problem now. Now we want to say that. Now it's a delivery, but you ain't care about the delivery when Wendy Williams come out with her mouth with this trash, this stuff she say about men and all this stuff. You wasn't coming with the delivery when Steve Harvey and all these, all these little shows that talk about it. Even the movies do that, right? They say how no good, man, all this stuff. We've been growing up hearing this all our life. We've been hearing this stuff. But dang, now we put them, we put the women there. Oh my good, I know. Even it's so sad. Even the fact that if you come out your mouth and you say women, you feel a certain way when you say women. That's some sad stuff, and that's that brainwashing, and that's that conditioning that they did with us, right? That's that conditioning. That's freaking sad. Every side need to literally get checked, no matter how we want to look at it. We can't keep coming with excuses with one side and then get on the other side all day like it's just a one-sided problem when it takes two. For the most part, this world is full of men and women. Well, I guess this new 2024 is extra stuff, but we already know the real deal. And it's even bad not because we so worried about even shaming situations like that we letting stuff like that ride. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to. You get canceled for saying, that's what. Like, what is this world coming to? What is it? You know what I'm saying? People want, and it just show you how. And I don't like putting it that way, but it show you how evil this world is. It's freaking evil. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to the truth or things that's freaking obvious becoming more exposed, then they want to take people's platforms off. They want to shut their mouth and all this stuff. But if you ever notice, the people that be super reckless out the mouth and all that stuff, they get them so many warnings. They not taking their stuff. They got big platforms talking about all the trash they can. Right? I understand it makes money and all that stuff, but then you got people that's trying to help bring awareness, which is one of the main things, not bringing toxicness and drama, right? They're just bringing awareness, which is one of the main things. If you ever notice, right, the reason why we say bring awareness, because awareness is one of the first steps on anything when it comes to change. If you look at emotional intelligence, awareness is one of the first one. When it comes to accountability, that has something to do with awareness. Before any type of change, you have to be aware of what you need to change. You have to. So it's a reason why we say we're bringing awareness. You know what I'm saying? Because people they know things, but they not aware of what's really or how it's really affecting them. And how you know what they don't know, because they keep doing the same exact thing, and then they crying about the same thing and not wonder. And then the thing is, they push blame because it's so easy to do, because we've been doing it since we was little kids, when we first got whooped, when we first got punishment. No, it wasn't my fault. It was them. It was them. You know what I'm saying? Then you grow up and saying the same exact thing. He said, "I'm surprised." Yeah, they've been tearing him up too, though. But he his page. But I think everyone has, and yeah, that's crazy. Well, yeah, and he been wild with it too, though. But I don't know. That's weird, but it's people way, 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 way worse than him. They pushing like false things. At least he's claiming and talking about certain things, but the way he go about it, I would say that. But he try to least he limit it, and he say BWs, he say stuff like that. So I'm talking about the people that's actually cussing and saying all this wild stuff and calling people, the words that you can't even hardly use on TikTok, and they still get away with it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. But that I was just like I said, that made me they made me think about that in that other room, man. Now they want to eliminate shame because, like I said, this is more of a accepting type generation we living in now. Everything that was hidden in the closet and everything that was, people really felt bad of doing, right? It's just now we like, let's accept it. Let it be normal. Let it be all this stuff, and they would never say except let's let the baby daddies be there. They're not going to accept stuff like that, which they shouldn't. My point is like, especially when it comes to men, they're not going to accept things like that. We're not going to accept sleeping with multiple, even though some dudes is pushing that stuff out though, but they still going to shame that number regardless. They're going to shame that even if they push. But, what else? What else they got going on now? It's okay to do it on your own. Be single and independent and all this other stuff. I mean, it's so much stuff that they pushing out and making it seem like it's supposed to be normal and acceptable. Well, you're not supposed to feel right about that. You know what I'm saying? You feel right about that, then you act like, because everybody else is accepting it, and people trying to accept it now, then you're going to start pushing it towards the kids. And then they're going to live an even worse life than you. If you notice, or it could be, or everybody got their own life, but yeah, I never do that. I'm never going against that shame is freaking part of, like, I don't get it. Always be the soft people that really don't like it, that really don't want to feel shame within themselves. But it's just like, I think the higher your ego and pride is, the less you want to hear anything about yourself, and you don't want to feel bad, because like that's one of the biggest things. If you ever, and then I get it though, because like I said, I be the way we got brought up was very ego driven and prideful and stuff, and I don't like feeling, so your defense mechanism gonna be like, hey man, you gonna either talk about somebody, you don't know what you're talking about, let me be me, you might yell, you might whatever, get my face or something like that. You do all these things or whatever because you feel a certain way about them telling you about themselves. Then you say things like, well, check yourself, check your mama, check, all that little weak stuff they be saying nowadays because you feel a certain way because you felt like your mama just got checked, so you want to put her. So it's just like people, people's defense mechanism. It's not going to change. It's not going to change how the lifestyle you live in. The thing is, you're supposed to either change from it. If you can't change, or if you can't change it, right, you just accept it within yourself. Don't get everybody else to say, accept it within yourself. Realize that I messed up and I need to avoid doing things like this again, or I need to make sure somebody else don't be like me. You ever realize that we some of the, like, even the men that go to end up in jail and they come out, all of a sudden they a pastor now. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, I did this or whatever, and I believe, and I can't take it back. I understand or whatever, but I want to make sure everybody else know, and that's how all of us should be. But all of us, we still living in that. I want to date. I want to do this stuff. I don't want to feel excluded from certain things, even though I know I'm messed up. I don't want to feel excluded. So let me care about myself. Forget them kids. When they say F them kids, they really mean it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to make sure my lifestyle is okay because this is my form of happiness. I need to be able to get still what I want, even though I did all the mistakes. And I could have got what I want, but I overlooked what I wanted because I wanted to do something. I mean, I overlooked what I needed, but just because I want to do what I want. You know what I'm saying? This person was lame, but now I want to be with the lame now. Now you want to be with him now. You know, so he got money, stuff like that. It's the same thing with the man. Like, the girl booty wasn't fat enough, so he wanted to go with that. But now he's reaping what he sowed. Both sides reap what they sow. But you have to admit that you didn't want it at that time. You didn't want it because you was only chasing your feels and your desires and what you thought was cool. But now you mad at the world and saying, these women, that's all they know to do is that. But that's all you freaking been dealing with. No, now you got a problem with it. But you was the problem with it. You was the problem first. Man, my bad. What's up, Charlex? Welcome back.
Hey, you definitely said some real there all the way. I'd just like to add that, like, I feel like people could have judgment on other people and you can bring back shame, but I think people should only do that if they have the credentials to do that. Like, I hear men talk about single mothers and they're a single father. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that's
Or
funny.
women saying, "Oh, I don't want to talk to a man with kids," and they have kids. It just doesn't make sense. Or I see a lot of the stuff like they're mad. Men get mad at not having the resources to acquire certain type of women, but the woman actually has the resources to sustain herself, and they get mad because the women don't want to talk to a man that can't provide for her. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men who actually do, like a lot of men that does have a certain type of status, they're not picking women up from McDonald's and stuff. I don't know why they said that, they do that. I know there's like some out of 1,000, like, what is his name? Little Boosie. Little Boosie, I don't know if you heard about their relationship, but his fiance is from IHOP, was a waitress at IHOP one of these days that he was out, and tried to get her number, and they talked for a little bit, and she wasn't really feeling him at first, but they came back around, and now he's engaged to the girl. But those are far too few men who actually have something going on, want to talk to a woman that has something going on, and vice versa. If a woman has something going on, then she would like the same. And then another thing I don't understand is men say, "Oh, you're shallow. We don't have to have. We're not who what we provide." And say if I did talk to a guy that actually need assistance, then people are calling me like a Pookie and Ray Ray lover or something like that. And I'm like, okay, well, or like choose better if I did end up getting pregnant by some man that couldn't provide for me. You know what I'm saying? Then it's choose better. But do y'all want, like, what? Are we dating for love, or are we dating for what they could provide for us? And so say if you have all these standards and you're kind of like left out. Pretty much. I just posted a video on my timeline about Pretty Privilege. You should go watch it. It
Pretty
does not.
privilege. I was just about to call you that too, right when you come to ain't that Miss Pretty Privilege of it?
No, it's not.
You hate it when I say they be burning up.
No, because it doesn't exist. Because I feel like just as much as you are praised for your appearance, you get ostracized for your character. Like you get more analyzation based off of that. Or say she was saying an example, like say if Kylie Jenner or one of the Kardashians posted a picture of themselves, you get a whole bunch of negative comments like BBL body, it's fake, look at her eyes, look at her lip fillers and stuff like that. You'll get a lot of bad comments versus if an ugly, unattractive person was, or over, like a morbidly
Hey,
obese
beautiful, how you feeling?
person was to post a picture, they're praising her for the stuff that is supposed to be there, like body goals, and she's like an overweight woman. You know what I'm saying? Like it just doesn't make sense. So it's not what people make it out to be, especially if men are like more so sexually attracted to you than when you upkeep your physical appearance. They're not. They have short-term like mating strategies. They're not looking. They're looking to get what they can. But as far as like value goes, I think men don't value women the same. That's why I definitely have been abstinent for a while now, and I get.
Okay, hold on, let me give you something real quick.
So now that's what I'm getting picked on about. Like I will get a guy like messaging me like, "Oh, you still holding out?" Yeah, like it's not gonna
That's
change.
manipulation. That's
Yeah, it's
manipulation.
like I'm not gonna change. Maybe you need to change, so I probably feel more comfortable. You know what I'm saying? But I was in someone else's live, and they said, "Oh, you need to tell these men that you're not gonna have sex with them. You're using men for dates." And I'm like, that's the last thing I would ever do. You know, that's crazy because I don't need that for a free meal. I don't need nothing like that. So these women in Ty's live came in and say, "Oh yeah, you use men and a whole bunch of stuff." And I'm like, okay. And if men do want to provide these things, like take me out on dates, why should I get ostracized if I go on them and I say, "Hey, it was a nice date, but I'm not that interested in you"? Like, do I have to?
Dang,
You know
that's
what I'm
messed up.
saying?
What
It's
the
not
heck?
messed
You
up.
gonna go on a date and then say you're not? That's messed up. I see what you
Vanessa,
talking. I see what they talking about.
Vanessa,
No,
That's
no,
messed up.
no.
stop the
It's
cap.
It
not.
was
You
a
know
good
what
date, but
you're
I'm not
doing.
interested. What?
You know
No,
I
exactly
it's
what
knew
not
you're
she
doing.
was
that.
a
I
red
don't buy the
flag. I
act.
was just
No,
waiting to
it's
see.
hold on, hold your horses now. So, it doesn't always go like that, right? Um, it have, but like, say if I see a guy and we go on a date and he does some stuff that I'm not okay with during that date, I would, like say, "Hey, do you want me to pay for it or do you want to go half?" Right? Because I'm ready to go. So that's what I'll tell them. So it's not something that I just use men. Yeah, so the guy ended up getting more mad, and I'm just like, look, I'll just pay for it. Like, we could just go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I won't use a man. Trust me. There's plenty of opportunities to do that. I have never done that. So,
And how
um,
long you been single?
for 2 years,
Okay, 2 years. Are you actively dating now?
I've been on a date. When the last time I went on a date? I've been on a date probably like 4 days ago.
Okay.
He active.
So, so,
It was Tuesday.
are you looking for a relationship, marriage? What's your plans with all that?
I'm definitely looking for a long-term, consistent relationship that potentially could lead to marriage for sure.
Okay, okay. You come across a lot of guys? Like, do a lot of guys shoot they shot?
Like in the DMs, but I don't take like it depends on what they're saying. I won't take it seriously. Some would just say something dumb as like, "Oh, let me put a baby in you. That's ready. You're ready." You know what I'm saying?
Damn. Why they
Um,
feel that comfortable saying that to you?
look, they I don't know. I don't know. So
That's wild. That's wild. So back to 21 questions, right? So,
That's a good question that you
why
oh,
asked. Why they
why
feel that
do
comfortable?
guys?
So
Yeah, but
well,
no, we
some are
getting
not.
somewhere
Some are
else.
not that comfortable. Some are that bold. Some are just ridiculous. All men.
Yeah, that's crazy because I know me. Uh, I just don't come off and say no crazy stuff to women like that. That's very crazy. Um, but next question I was gonna ask. So, in those 2 years, when did you get back into dating? Like, you know, what made you say like, yeah, I'm ready for that?
Um, I guess I was like I spent some time with myself and I'm like, okay, let me I would like to like I'm doing stuff by myself. I would like to do them with a significant other. I think I would enjoy the company definitely a lot more than me doing these things by myself. Like so I definitely wanted that companionship. So I'm like, let me start dating again. Like, you know, something simple wasn't too big on the reason why I started dating again.
Okay, so you haven't came across no guy that was just like, no, this is doable. I know he's not perfect, but this is doable.
Yeah, I haven't came across a guy like that.
Dang, where you out dating at?
I'm in Texas. I'm in Texas, and they're not bad guys. I promise you, they're not bad guys. Some of
No,
them.
I'm not talking about like state wise. I'm talking about like the actual locations. Where are you finding these guys at?
Um, some at the gym. Um, then well, no, so the last person I met was at the gym. The other person before that was Instagram. Um, it's either
Put on Indiana Jones. I gotta get that. They like they put that on Game Pass.
the
Something
bars.
on the Game Pass that's coming out.
Like, say if I did
Okay,
meet a
like
person,
Target,
huh?
like Target,
I've seen,
Walmart.
and that's how I ended up seeing it because
No, men are not. First of all, I think men are
yeah,
actually scared to approach
yeah,
women. I'm
some
not gonna
games,
lie.
some games coming out on the game.
Mm.
I had a guy follow me down like certain aisles, and I'm looking like,
Mm.
okay, is he following me or he's just watching me? I don't know. They're not actually approaching in the stores. Someone else is talking. Who's that?
Hold up, real quick. So I do want to say this though, real quick. Hold up. I wanted to say because you said earlier, you said you did. I guess you did a what's that called? You did a video about Pretty Privilege, bro. So I'm gonna say the same thing I had told Trap when she had made a live about that right after me doing that live and stuff. Um, I say just because you got a privilege to something, that don't mean you're not gonna have bad results or negative things ain't gonna happen to you though. I don't think you get the whole context behind pretty privilege. Like even with the beauty standard, right? We and I think I mentioned this before. The beauty standard is based off of what they say is the YT, right? You gotta look a certain way. That's why they say the lighter the skin and all this other stuff, the closer you look to YT, the better you look. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, and we say this, and I think we made it clear that it's YT privilege, right? I think we said that, and they got their different privileges for different reasons, whatever. So I think only everybody got some type of form of privilege. But I think I even mentioned that women itself is a privilege. You know, everybody got their own little privilege, but just because you get negative things that come behind it, or you get just because I know you said, well, I ain't have people, if I do that people's going to say this or whatever, that don't mean that you're not privileged. It just don't mean that. It's people that's like I'm gonna put it this way, that's like saying LeBron, right? He saying he's not rich or whatever because people calling him broke, or people call him out. That's because people are hating on him, right? People want to say different things, but that don't make him not rich because he's getting called names or broke or stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's what I'm getting to. You can't say it don't exist because of the negative things that come behind it. Because I mean, it's acceptance. It's all type of stuff. That's like with the even with the club, right? That's like I said with the woman privilege, right? Y'all get in the club for free, right? Y'all get certain special treatments on different things and stuff. Like that is a privilege, or actually that's a double standard. But you can say it's a privilege at the same time too.
It's not a
But
privilege.
and that's what I'm getting to about it. Just because there's negative things that come behind it, that don't make it not existence of
The thing
privilege.
is that
That's
I
what I'm saying.
don't capitalize off of my prettiness. If I did actually capitalize off of my prettiness, that would actually make me a shallow woman, like kind of.
Yeah, I think you making
Like
it, but you got to think for the masses. Just because you feel like you're not capitalized, that don't mean other people is not. We see how what's that called? We see how what the freak is that stuff with you modeling? You see how modeling is and all that other stuff. Some people just, if they look good enough, they can be a model and make extra money for just looking good. You know what I'm saying? Which is a privilege. They don't have to do no type of work or anything. Just like how a lot of men allow certain women, if they look good enough, they can be silly. I'm gonna say that word silly, right? They can come off their mouth and say anything. But I'm just looking at so many things like that. I think what y'all been doing, and you did that, and Trump did that. Y'all make it a personal thing, even though y'all both know y'all pretty, right? I already y'all know that, right? Y'all see y'all DMs, y'all see all that stuff or whatever. Y'all comments, that's why y'all post certain pictures and all that. Y'all know y'all look good, right? So the thing is like y'all is taking these negative things and saying that it's not existing because of y'all focusing on all the negative stuff, but y'all not looking at all the access to other things that y'all may get, even if y'all ain't get it now, that you get in the future. I mean, it's some things that y'all be getting, free drinks, all type of stuff. I'm pretty sure y'all get, but y'all just don't pay attention to it because y'all so focused more on the negative than anything. But that don't make it non-existence. Even if you want to say if you personally didn't get it, right? It's still a worldwide thing, and it happens. So that's all I'm getting to about that.
like I said, there's pros and cons to all of that. Like you get a drink, now you have to be harassed by a man. So I turn down all that stuff. I don't really I'm to the point where I don't accept much of anything. Because I'm just like kind of looking at your motive, right? Because most of the time people would approach based off of appearance alone. So appearance alone comes to sexual attraction, and sexual attraction comes to like, oh, I want something from you, not want something with you. And they don't even like know me like that. So it's to the point where I'm like, I don't know. I have to fill people out for a very long time in order for me to actually have something that's consistent for sure. That's not even
Hello.
men. So
Hello. How y'all doing? How's it going, Kev? What you been up to, man? Nothing good. All right, so add me on Xbox also. Yeah, I hear you over there talking about Game Pass. I hear you. Yeah. Yeah, add me up. But I can't hear you, Kev. But oh, okay. All right, no problem. Um, I I heard something about not utilizing pretty privilege. Um, just because you don't use a privilege, um, that doesn't exempt you from having it still. And especially when it comes to pretty privilege, first off, you don't judge that. Mostly it'd be the men, right? Because we decide who's pretty, and we will give you the privilege that other women don't have. So it doesn't matter how much you don't want that privilege. If you're pretty, you're gonna get it. That's all there is to it. Um, I mean, I guess you can, use it wisely because like Kev said, there's pluses and minuses to everything. Pluses and minuses to everything. And I think with that type of privilege, actually utilizing it wisely actually is a good thing because you don't know everyone's intentions or the blowback of what you can of that privilege. Being greedy and shit happens all the time. There's a lot of people that get greedy and they suffer the consequences of their actions. Uh, I guess hopefully that cleared that up. So it doesn't matter, if you don't want to use it or don't want to be a part of it, you're a part of it, and that you can't like take it away from yourself. Well, you can. I don't think you should, but just utilize it well. You know, just utilize it well. You got a foot in, just train the other one, get the other foot in there.
So I don't know if this is like a weird way to look at it, but I do feel like um, when it comes to being more, what is it, unconventionally unattractive, they find their people better and easier because people have pure intentions when they get to know them. They don't necessarily want something. You know what I'm saying? They kind of like, I don't know if y'all see like the memes of the two, like the horrendous people loving on each other in public. They don't care. They don't have a care in the world. They don't, it's like two crackheads finding love, right? Um, it's easier that way. But if you have two attractive people, it's almost like competition or I've like, so I don't like dating, what is it, conventionally attractive men. I like to date somewhat semi, what is it? I don't really care for attractive men because you get more criticism on the small shit like eating a peppermint or something. Like, are you sure you want to eat that? And or a guy that stares in the mirror longer than me. I definitely don't want that. But when it comes to two unattractive people, I feel like they could find each other easier because there's no limitations because they kind of view each other as equal. It's not competition. It's not none of that. It's just two people loving each other. I don't know if I'm explaining that right.
Um, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I'm kind of confused. Uh,
So what examples was she given?
I
A
was
peppermint?
like two.
Did a man literally tell you not to eat a peppermint?
Yes.
What type of weirdos are you attracting? And why couldn't you eat a peppermint?
yeah, I think that's
Um.
outside.
Yeah, it was some very like men don't understand how like they're like say if you I have some body goals that I wanted to obtain and we're in the gym together and I remember I
Oh, you're
started
dating a
my
musclehead.
no, I was dating one of those like a bodybuilder.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. You kind of know what to expect, though.
Not really. That's why I was just like I can't date certain people. It's just too much. is too it's too much of a standard to uphold. It's too much of an image I have to sustain. It's too much. That's why I just like, I'm gonna do what's comfortable for me. If I want to eat a whole bag of candy, I'm gonna do that. Like, and
Was he a
not
personal trainer?
for me, yeah.
Was he a personal trainer?
No, he didn't train others really.
Was health and fitness part of his career lifestyle?
Yes, he was a general manager at one of the gyms, and then
Charlax. Charlax, come on.
I know.
What are we saying?
So yeah,
I dated a girl that wanted to go to the club all the time. Then I asked myself, why would she do that? Oh, maybe because she is stripper. You know, it's kind of like, what do I expect?
well, as I said, I don't know. I come across all kinds of people. It just hasn't worked out for me.
Like you know.
Yeah, this makes sense. I can't be mad. I can't be mad at that. It's like, what do you expect?
But that's the story of the women going for, you know, they either really fit men or the men with a lot of money, and those type of men like the weirdo you dated at the gym wouldn't let you eat peppermint. It's just what comes with the territory for that type of man.
No, they're just weird. Like psychologically, I feel like he tried to torment me. I remember one time I was like on my cycle. So he went to the store and bought a whole bunch of candy for me. And then he was like, yeah, don't eat this because you need to get to this body goal first and then you can eat it. And I'm like, hello.
Charlax, how long were you with him?
I'm on my cycle now. Probably like on and off for like half a year.
Okay, so that's all self-inflicted.
6 months, yeah.
Off and on, he giving you back. He been weird from the get-go. See, that's the thing. That's see, as a beautiful woman, and I don't like to equate beauty to like, you know, being a good woman or smartness, but I've spoken to you a few times. Like, you're okay in the head so far, right? It's like he was still getting all the chances as the weirdo that he was. Yeah, he's a manager. Yeah, he has a great body, but that's the argument that men have, right? Like choosing the man with the six pack or the man with all the money, and they're the weirdos. Meanwhile, there's actually some wholesome ass good men out there. And when we hear stories like that, it's like, what the fuck? Peppermint buying candy to tease you like that? That's weirdo shit, you know?
Yeah, and sometimes you don't learn it until a little bit after. So that's what I'm saying. I come across a lot of people, but are they good or great? No, not necessarily. So I have issues just like y'all. I mean, if y'all probably gave me a story, probably valid reasons on why y'all are single too. I'll
Oh,
tell y'all stories.
oh,
I can keep it pretty simple because
it's
every woman
juicy
thinks she's
now.
a good woman and don't spend the time working on herself like they tell men to. They basically can go on to the next relationship because unfortunately there's always some dude that's waiting in the wings for her, whether she's healed or not. The exposure, just the difference in what we come across and what we deal with, the amount, the numbers. So it's just like we have to as we grow and learn, as Velia tell you, we just learn to be more selective and to see things more clearly. And like just listening to your story, ain't no way in hell I would have put up with that. Today. Yesterday, I probably would have did the same thing you did. But today, I'd have seen that nut and been like, yeah, okay. Yeah, you don't eat the peppermint. I'm going to eat my peppermint as I walk out this door. Because you worried about a peppermint? There's more important things in this world.
I had just got off a 12-hour shift and I was already exhausted. I'm like, let me just get some sugar in before I actually go to the gym. And the fact that he said that while I was like, oh no.
But you stayed
But
with him after
but
that.
what I'm gonna tell you though,
Oh, well, it
this
didn't really
this is the
last
thing I'm
that
gonna tell
long.
you, and I want to tell everybody that is that was that dude. And what I'm starting to understand is that as men, we're all our own island. So, and I think that's what the problem is. A lot of times women have been trying to find the perfect solution to be the perfect woman for every single man, and you'll never do it. Ever. Never. You'll be the perfect woman for the man that you're with that wants you, and he'll be the perfect man for you. But trying to fit the mold for every single man, and I think that's a big problem, that you got a lot of women who are trying to fit the mold for every man instead of the man that she's with or wants to be with. You can't fit the mold for everyone. You know, what I like is completely different from what Kevin likes. That's completely different from what Belly like. Now, there may be some similarities in there, but at the end of the day, there's a certain thing that we like, each like, that's specific to us. And you can't take that in between us and think it's going to work. It's not. You got to learn each individual, and it may even be for women as well, to learn each individual person. And I think that's where we mess up yet at. Like, even going to the next relationship, when I hear people talking about you wouldn't want an unexperienced woman, yeah, I actually would. I would love an unexperienced woman, because that means she hasn't had all the experiences and the mess of others, and she doesn't have to dump up all the mess that she has from some other dude so that she can conform to what I like. So that's my answer.
And let me say this. So I just thought about another example of that pretty privilege thing we was talking about. You know, y'all probably off the topic though, but I thought about this. Like, you know, you know Bella, that's on TikTok.
Yeah.
Trying to see if Charlotte's know that.
I don't know her.
Okay, she's like one of them number one TikTokers right now. Just off of not really saying anything, but she just sit there
And look at the camera.
and
Does
look
she?
at the zoomed in camera, and she made faces like, oh, you know, and do this all day, right? She do whatever, right?
Mhm. That's funny.
We know she made it that far because she's a pretty foreign looking woman that's just sitting there making faces. I guess what they say, try to look cute, and she get millions of followers just off of acting out or just making the faces. That's all she did. Dog, if that's not privilege, I don't know what to say.
But you know what's funny, Kev? Is when they try to act like they don't got it. You know, like, you sitting up here, you know that you dressed a certain way. You got up this morning, how am I going to dress to get this attention? How can I make sure that my cleavage is out just enough that they can see it, that'll make them hungry, but yet still covered up enough that I don't get banned? Let me sit on this exercise bike and ride this exercise bike. Let me put on the skinniest clothes I got, the tightest tight clothes I got, and I'm in here supposed to be cooking, and I want them to really be watching me cooking, when I know damn well they don't care nothing about what I'm cooking. At least not on that stove.
That's crazy because if you have a nice body, it's kind of hard to cover it unless you wear big clothes, like big baggy clothes. So like right now, what I'm seeing, men
It's not that
finding
hard. Blue jeans.
That is the biggest lie I've ever heard.
no, like so,
It's
Yeah.
not.
like if I put on
So,
jeans, you're gonna see
wait a
my
minute, wait a
shape.
minute.
It's
I ain't
high
gonna lie,
outside
like
too.
my
Excuse
ex
me, wait a
dressed
minute,
very modest,
wait a minute,
and I had no idea she had what
wait
she
a minute,
had.
I
wait a minute,
don't care.
wait a minute.
Any sundress I put on.
Hold up. Belly.
Dog, my ex.
Hold up. Hold up, Belly. I mean, Starlex, answer me this question. Why is it that women say it's hard to cover themselves up? It wasn't hard to cover yourselves up before y'all had all this spandex. So
Nah,
why is
I
it,
ain't
see,
gonna,
so
I
why
ain't
is it
gonna lie.
now all of a sudden it's so hard to cover yourselves up when pre-spandex y'all didn't have a problem covering yourselves up?
I don't know what you're talking about. Any loose fitting sundress that I wear, like for the summertime, you're still gonna be able to see my shape. I don't know what you're
Yeah,
talking
I
about.
call cap. So I'm a man that values open toe heels and sundresses. I'm a like I hang around like a lot of women that dress very modest, and it's very easy for them to not show things off. Like my ex was one of those really petite, huge chested women, and I had no idea on our first date she was built like that. She was very modest. She wore a lot of dresses. Like, so when I hear that excuse, it's like, okay, either
Well,
we
she
playing dumb or we're having a
had
real
big
conversation.
chest, but did she have a fat ass? That's what I'm saying. A fat ass in the sundress is gonna always show. I don't know what you're talking about. Even a loose fitting
To
sundress.
what extent?
A loose fitting sundress, I'm telling you, it's going to
Okay, it's
show.
gonna show, but we know the difference between it showing and it being disrespectful. We all know the difference. I live in Vegas. I know the difference between things just showing and just it being disrespectful outright. We all adults, right? Mira, you know what I'm saying, right? De Niro, Kev, do I sound crazy?
Oh yeah. Nope. But you know what I found out
I'm not
now?
here to police a woman's
It's got.
wardrobe, by the way.
But you know
But
what I
yeah,
found out? You know what I found out, Valley? Hold up.
I just want to say I don't mind a sexy
Heading your
wardrobe.
way, Kev. They'll be coming down your street next.
What up, Mira?
But no, I had to retrain myself. You know, we've been trained to notice every single woman that ever crosses our path. You know, my stepfather used to do that cat calling. It's like all the men around me. I used to love when my ex-father-in-law used to say, "Oh, look at that big old butt," and I'd look and I'm like, "Where?" And it'd be some little skinny white girl running across the thing, and I'd be cracking up laughing. But it's just we've been taught to see every woman, whereas they've been taught to kind of ignore us. And so now I'm teaching myself to ignore them. And the ones that catch my attention are the ones who aren't trying to get my attention. The ones that don't have all their stuff out and everything. I don't even look at them anymore. I act like they invisible. I treat them like they treat me. But the ones that's got some, covered up, I kind of start looking at her like, dang, I wonder what's under all that. Because I can't see.
Man,
It makes my imagination start to wonder. And then I start to want to get to know her better. And I'll walk right past all the ones that's got all their business out because I know what they got. I see it. And yours ain't no different than hers. Every woman I done ran across says she got the best, so.
how y'all doing? Can I speak up on some on the panel? I mean, the graphic real quick. Kind of reason why I came up. I kind of wanted to say this just to everybody because of my journey in life and what I had to go through. Like, I want to see people be the best version of them. What are you forced to do in America, and what are you doing to get out of it? Yo, if there was one thing I could tell just everyone I come across with, y'all could literally do anything in life, man. But the one thing we don't want to admit is that our own laziness and the fear of failure holds us back. So like to everybody that's listening right now, no matter what situation you in, I know what it's like when shit get hard. I know what it's like. Yo, I never forget. I had to go across the street one day because I had to choose between money for food or money for gas. And I went to the hotel to get free breakfast. I swear to God, I never forget this. Like, but we can always shape our own reality as long as we don't let the excuses weigh upon us and our own ambition, man. So yeah, I just want to say,
Stop
man,
rubbing
like,
that cat like that.
I just I feel like we're not forced to do anything in America. We can all live the life that we want. All it takes is
That ain't
just
no cat.
effort.
That's my dog. That's beautiful. This is beautiful. Say hello to beautiful. That's my dog. That's my dog. I seen you, De Niro. I seen that video. Those some pretty puppies, boy. Those some bullies. De Niro, you there? Oh, we'll catch him. But yeah, I seen this video. I think he got some bullies. Them some pretty little puppies. Yeah. So they keep asking me the same question. And I keep giving them the answer, same answer. And they don't like my answer. They said, "You're gonna save the wife, or you gonna save the kids?" I told them I'm saving the dog.
That's scary. See, we talk to y'all men for the protection and provision, and you're talking about saving a dog. That's crazy.
Hey, well, at the end of the day, I can save you, but then I gotta still keep saving you. I gotta go hunt and catch food for you. But see, the dog will save me, and the dog will hunt and help me go catch food together. We work together as a team.
Yeah.
She can chase the rabbits down. I don't even have to shoot them all the time. She can catch them and just bring them right back to me.
You
We
don't
good,
talk.
both of us.
You talk to codependent, like high dependency women. And then, so we get bashed for being codependent and dependent upon our man. And we also get bashed for being too independent. Like, make it make sense. Which one do y'all want? Like,
Hey, Mirror, the
it's
I
dog
told
ain't
you
gonna
each
wake
man
up
is different.
tomorrow and decide it don't want to like you no more. The dog ain't gonna scroll TikTok and learn to treat you differently.
Yeah, my dog's gonna run alive about me.
Wait, when you come home, hey, when you come
I
home,
won't
what's
feed
your
it the
dog
right.
do?
Hey, hey, lick me and love me and kiss me and just can't wait. It's just so he's so
That's
happy to see me.
that's
So
funny
Hey,
though.
look,
Like
happy.
hey, look, hey, check it out, check it out. The dog, if the dog go craps on the floor, the dog feels bad about it. The dog actually takes accountability.
Hey, and the dog is like that to the day the dog ain't breathing no more. Whoo-wee. Even if
but
the
a
dog
dog
don't
is
understand
not
what you
hard to
saying, the dog
train.
will be willing to learn.
Look, we better stop before we start another one and have a whole another month long of some mess going.
what's the
Who do you
deal,
choose,
CD?
the woman or the dog? And it's gonna be, we already went through the bear and the
Oh
man. Now it's
my.
gonna be the woman and the dog. Nah, we ain't gonna start that.
Right. That's what I
Then
said.
y'all want to be
I'm
proactive
listening though.
first.
She
Uh-uh.
what you say, Charlotte?
I'm like, y'all have discussion like this. It's just as shallow and bitter as, like, that's why I'm saying men don't value women the same way. So it's just like, well, why? That's why I
What's the
had to take
same way?
myself out. I take myself in and out
Yeah.
the equation
Wait,
because
Yeah,
of
that's
what's the
funny.
same way
that
mean?
say
Hold on real
things
quick.
like
Let me say
that.
this
That's
real quick though, because
crazy.
that's just funny though. Because it's like you, I don't know, you act like everybody agree with what he did, and he literally specified. I think that's y'all problem though. Well, I ain't gonna say y'all, your problem, right? That you take one thing and you want to label the whole crew. Ain't no person up here. Anybody else said they gonna save a dog over there. You went for one person. He literally said before that we all think different and move different, and even attracted to different things or whatever. So you gonna say you took his one thing and said, "Well, that's a thing about you, man." So it seems like you already got something on the back of your mind about how you feel about men, anyways. Though I can understand it though, but you got to realize like everybody is literally different.
True, true. But like I said, you can't be too dependent and you can't be too independent. You got to be right in the middle.
Now, where do you come up with that? Like, I'm gonna be real. That sounds made up. Where do you like? What's your reasoning for that model right there? Because I'm gonna be real. It doesn't make sense at all. What up, brilliant? I miss you, man. But yeah, Shar, please elaborate.
When I think of the women that put most men on child support, I think of women that basically don't have like things going for themselves. Um, I think of like the men that could actually co-parent and the women don't
No,
actually
we're
necessarily.
talking about dependent and
Yeah,
codependency.
that's
You said
all.
you can't be either.
Yeah, you can't be either. You can't be too dependent on the man. So, say if the guy's been taking care of you and he fell on hard times, you got to be a big hustler, just like how he was a hustler back in the day. But you've been dependent upon him this whole time, so you don't know how to do it. And now he's resenting you because you can't
What?
like how he hustles and take care of him while he lost his job. Y'all both there looking crazy.
Does anybody else hear this? Is that a personal example that you've dealt with, or are you making
No,
this up
it's
as you
just
go?
I be listening to
Because
people.
if this
Up,
isn't a
CD.
story that you just made up, you know what it sounds like? You saying
It
if a
sounds
man is taking care of you, it's too much for you to help out if y'all fall on hard times. This sounds terrible to be honest. But other than that, if that's not what you mean, I'm
Q,
gonna be real. What you just said sounds like a totally made up scenario.
Q.
I don't hear of stories of men getting mad at women because they don't have hustle like them back in the day after not working. That just where did you make that up just now? Or did this happen to you?
no, I hear, like I said, I have friends that go through a lot of stuff that's similar to what I'm saying, and I hear
Kev, Mirror, y'all take it away. Y'all heard that, friends.
This the
Friends.
thing. This the thing I think that's different. So when a lot of times I think we speak from anecdotal experiences, but at the same time, we also go out and relay and connect those experiences to the people around us to see if they have similar experiences. We don't just go off of the experiences that they told us that they have, or look at their experiences and say, oh, well, that could happen to me too. No, we see it and recognize it, but then we really relate to our experiences and what we've done and what, we could do, how we can move differently. So, I mean, if you're growing, if you're not growing, then no, you just keep moving on to the next person and keep blaming the last person.
Yeah, that's what's something I don't want to do. I don't want to stay limited to everybody else's issues, and just because everybody have problems with their marriage, it shouldn't make me scared of marriage
But
or
you just did that. You
like,
said you can't
oh,
be
that's
too
why I'm
dependent
Yep.
or
single.
independent.
But also, it's like experiences too, where I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm done with men for right now. And that's why I said I have been single for a little bit. I'm just now getting back into dating. So we'll see how it goes. I turn a big age this year. So it's time for me to have something going outside of my career.
Yeah, I realized that at first I thought the problem was the women, and you couldn't tell me it wasn't. It's the women, it's the women, it's the women. No, it's just the women I'm stuck with. Because see, this the thing, and I'm about to say it quick because I hear noise coming. Nope, I'll mute up. I'll wait till you come back.
Yeah, Shar, stop listening to your
Oh,
friends.
okay.
Stop listening to
Yeah,
TikTok. Listen to your
yeah,
uncle or your
yeah.
daddy.
What I'm
Oh,
saying is
my
instead of
God.
instead
Wait,
of
are y'all
looking at
twins?
the
Wow. Wow, that's crazy because I thought it was like two. I thought you had your own. That's crazy. See, am I following both of you? Wow.
Yeah, my name is Laugh and Learn. His is Learn or Laugh.
I mean, did y'all take the same photo and like make the same background?
Girl, you
No.
tripping. You are tripping. That's the same person.
Oh, okay.
brilliant. Why? That was funny. I wanted to see how far I was gonna go. I was
See,
gonna see.
I thought y'all were twins. And then Billy's laughing like it's true. Shit, I'm an identical twin, so I don't know.
There are about 4 or 5 of that mirror guy running around. That guy's got all kinds of personalities.
Right.
Hey, mind your
See?
business.
He said,
Hey,
mind
hey,
your
hey, hey,
business.
mind your business. Mind your business.
See, I'm a little, that's funny.
I'm proud of you, though, Mirror. You accept all your personalities. Most of us hide ours, bro.
Hey, I don't know them other people. I do not know what you're talking about. Just because we all look alike don't mean we are the same person.
Y'all should have kept it going that y'all were twins
Oh,
because
and watch out for that Black Mirror. I don't know about that dude. He's something else. I don't know about him. Watch him.
I just wonder how long it would have took you to catch on that when one's moving, the other one's not.
I probably still wouldn't have catch it.
No, I would have played it. I would have played it. I was about to set it up and let her holler at one of them. Holler at the other twin.
I just would have thought that was so cool. That's funny. Well, I have a twin. She just doesn't get on
Where
Instagram
have you been?
or
Your twin
TikTok.
single? Your twin single?
Yes, she's single.
Tell her I said hi.
Okay.
Nah,
Yeah.
you don't want to do it. Her twin be throwing phones and stuff.
Oh, do y'all remember that? Oh
Yeah,
Lord.
I ain't forget. That was a couple days ago. I ain't forget.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. My twin is much more
I
wild.
heard the apple don't fall that far from the tree.
Oh damn. Keep me out
Hey,
y'all family then.
how
I'm
late did
good.
y'all? How late did y'all go last night?
Um, Probably like
Care?
because I think Cat fell asleep.
He was
Well,
here.
so y'all kept.
No, you talking about the day before that, man? I fell asleep that day.
No, I'm talking about last night.
Yeah, cause she was, yeah, I think I left all them in the box and I fell asleep. Yesterday I had got off like about 3 o'clock. Yeah,
Oh,
I couldn't
okay.
hang, but it was just Jen, and Jim and we was left. I was playing music for him and stuff, and then I fell asleep.
Yeah, it didn't slow
Say, Crown,
down
you
on
said you was here
Fridays.
too.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll slow down on Fridays. It'll probably pick back up when they get cold or it start getting cold again. It's hot. Everybody out doing their thing. I ain't mad at him. I had to figure out how I can do it on the move.
Yeah, I went to take a proctored exam today at home, and the person that was watching me was doing too much. I was like reading the questions out loud, kind of to myself, and she was like, quit mouthing the words and back up from the screen so I could see both of your eyes and your hands, and basically distracting me while I'm trying to take my exam. So I just have to reschedule my test and I'll probably do it in person because the person that watch you on the camera watches too hard. But if you go to a testing center, they don't be watching that hard. I don't even know why I said that. Maybe because I'm not outside. I'm inside today. It's too hot outside in Houston, and it was raining.
Yo, Charlax.
What? I think there was a hurricane that's supposed to come hit the coast. So I'm inside with my laptop.
Yeah, it feels good up here, don't it, kid? We got that temperature just perfect. It ain't too hot. It
Yeah, I'm
ain't
up
too
here with the
cool. It's
AC
just
on
right.
still.
Where y'all at?
Man,
Vegas?
you in that AC. You don't even need the AC out. You can open the window today.
I
California?
know.
My nigga at the Pelicans at the Groundhog.
Where y'all at?
We in Detroit,
F1 in the
baby.
chats. F1 in the chats.
Detroit.
We in
I
the
haven't
hand. We
been
in the
there.
mitten.
That's like a white tea
We in
state,
the
right?
state that'll smack you.
I didn't know black people were out there. But I thought that
What?
was like the DMV
Where
area.
are?
Like,
Huh?
I ain't know black people was out there in Texas. What you talking about?
what are you talking about? No, Texas,
Detroit is
Louisiana.
known to have black people low key. Maybe don't got a lot of white people here though, but
Are they really?
Actually, I'm pretty sure we're in all 50 states.
Yeah, but it's just not like that.
right.
How is it living
Because
in a blue state? I know
Insight
y'all
just
blue
talked about,
state.
because Insight talked about he just went to Alaska with his son. That's why we haven't really been seeing him.
Yo, I'm out here in the fucking cornfield, and I'm here to tell you. Yeah.
Plenty of black folks there, huh?
Yeah, man. I mean, you know.
I don't believe it. Pause.
He's in Iowa.
Look. There's a guy riding around here on an old Chevy box with his fucking 22-inch wheels. Okay, I'm just telling you, it's everywhere. Like I don't know why people think that black people aren't in some places. They're everywhere.
You said he got
Media
an old
lies to
Chevy
you or
box?
something. Yeah, man,
Old
riding
Chevy
around with
box?
fucking.
8 block? With some 22s on it? Yeah, that's us. Now, if it was a lowrider, he'd be Hispanic.
No, that's
Pull it
actually
up on the map.
all the we do have a lot of Hispanic guys around here, but you never see them because they're always in the restaurant. There's like no bullshit. There's like
And
50 some
he's
odd
got
restaurants in this
sounds?
little town.
And he got
Huh?
sounds too? He got sounds
No,
too? You
no,
can hear him coming before
no.
you get...
You don't see them around here for real. Like if you see
So
them,
y'all don't have...
they're at
Oh,
work.
because y'all probably get ticketed for sounds.
No, we don't have. I mean, I suppose there is sound ordinances, but I used to ride around here with my shit down here. I don't know more, you know. I
I
kind
was
of
finna
grew out
say,
of that,
because
I
I was
guess.
finna say, y'all bang harder than us. We used to get mad about that because y'all could afford to buy the stuff we couldn't. We'd have to go
Yeah,
to
shit.
we'd have to go to
Steal that
radio
shit.
here.
What you mean?
Here we'd have to go to radio now speakers and things, and y'all were going to Mickey Shore. We'd be pissed off about it because yours sounded louder and crisper, and ours you could hear the license plate rattling.
What's that noise again?
I
We
just
tripping.
No Diddy.
Not a lot of the black people around here are actually like from Nigeria and stuff. Where I'm at, to be honest, they're really from Africa. There's people here that are they're here for college and stuff. They're actually I honestly believe people that we're at the little town I live in. It's more diverse in New York City. I know for a fact there's more millionaires per capita here. I know there's more restaurants per capita than most places here. There's somebody at least from literally every country. Like if you can think of a dot on the map that nobody else could, I promise you, there's somebody here, at least one person living from that neck of the woods in this town.
But okay, hopefully I don't ruffle no feathers. But when people say, okay, black people, and then they say Nigerian, those are two different type of people. When I say like black people,
Well, I know what you mean. I'm from the hood. Like I'm from the neighborhoods, right? So I know what you mean. That's why I went with the box Chevy. I got where you were going, you know. But I
Yeah,
think that's a misconception, man.
yeah, he
People
did
are
say that.
everywhere. It
No, I
doesn't.
caught you, Jerry. He did say they were
It
from Africa. He said that.
it
He said he caught that.
it doesn't. It does. Like what I'm saying, it doesn't matter. Like people think they like you're not represented somewhere, and it's nonsense. It's nonsense. I've moved around enough to know different. It's nonsense.
yeah, I just don't know how it is. Like I know, like Texas, I moved around to a couple of different states, and even like as far as like the culture in the South versus the culture that's on the West Coast, East Coast, all that, even New York, all of them are different, right? And I know for sure when I moved to California, I really got picked on for being a Texas girly. I think our mindsets are a little bit different from,
California's a different world. That
yeah.
doesn't belong in
You got
America.
that right.
That shit is a different planet. If I don't believe in different planets, hell, I'm brilliant and I think the Earth's flat and you can't leave this motherfucker. But when you go to California, you leave. You leave.
But Kev, do you think it's different? I don't know. Have you lived in any other state? Because um, I know, like whenever I go to different states, the black people they're different. Do you
Not
agree or
really.
no? Like
What do
outside
you
of
mean
like,
by black people being different? It's like no,
I
um,
stop.
think people are
She's
different
about
depending on which
Yeah,
state. Each state
you're
people are different. Each
you're
land.
either
I mean, you can cross a county and people talk differently.
everybody got that certain style or swag or
yeah.
personality. Just that it's that
Like
what they say the environment, the environment, what they call it, product to your environment type situation. So yeah,
something
you
like that.
usually get the ways that surround you.
Yeah, because like me and Kev only like 30 minutes away from each other, and just a little saying. They say what up,
Y'all are that
doe. We
close.
just say what up. Yeah, yeah, we ain't that far from each other. But they
yes,
say what up, doe. We just say what up.
I agree
And it's
because like
literally that much difference, but it's only a few miles away, a few miles difference.
you know what? I agree because my pretty privilege, I can't take it to Miami. I don't have my boobs done.
Shut up! I ain't trying to hear it.
Miami women are built different. I'm telling you. Same thing with
They're they're built by
Atlanta.
doctors. They're built by surgeons.
That's what I'm saying. Like some men appreciate different women. Like some men don't like me because I'm the type of person that wear extensions in their hair. Um, yes, I do have like a natural aesthetic, but I still wear makeup. Some men just like the um more like Afrocentric women. It just depends on where you're at. Like to some people I'm attractive and some people I'm not attractive at all. So I in the group of women and men out there as far as they dress and tall tees, white Air Forces versus loafers. Um Do y'all remember that one video of that guy? They were like, "Oh, you ain't fresh, you ain't fresh," and he had a blue polo on. His shoes matched, his whole thing matched. But some women at a different stake gonna be like, "Nah, you ain't fresh."
That's just people being ignorant.
It's like different calibers.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think there's different calibers of class. I think, right? That's what I really think it is, right? I really think like you just have people that would rather sit around and do drugs and have no ambitions, and then you have people that are like building corporations and everybody in between. Somebody falls. Doesn't matter where you're from on the planet, what color you are. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's just ambition. ambition, and that leaves you in some class or spectrum of people.
I'm about to make me some beanie weenies. Have y'all had that before?
Beanie weenies?
I feel like you need to
No
say no
Diddy.
Diddy after that, but you a woman. I
No
forgot.
Diddy.
I'll come back later or the next life. For sure, black girl.
Nah, I
I
felt dirty
appreciate
after she said that. I felt like I needed to say no Diddy just because she said that. I just felt dirty. No
it.
Diddy.
Right, exactly. It was so bad. You made her leave like beanie wings. Oh, let me get a. I feel weird saying it over again. Why did you send me? I got.
No Diddy.
No Diddy, no Diddy, no Diddy.
What are y'all calling meat and beans then?
That's
I,
fine.
I don't eat beans. Nasty.
I'll get a nice vegetarian can of beans. That's dinner, you guys.
You know what? I couldn't think of
Hey,
anything safe to say in that conversation. All the thoughts I had were like just odd no Diddy accounts. So I just like
bean
don't say none of
swamp,
them.
flicking bean.
It's all gonna equal no Diddy.
Some men are not having that. They want a full course fried chicken, collard greens, yams, mashed potatoes, something like.
Oh, soul food. That's what we
And
call
sometimes I
it.
want you to get the hell out of my kitchen and let me cook. Cause you just messing up my food. You don't cook it the way I do. Get out the
She
way.
gonna take a piece of grass and cook it for you.
You can't fry fish the way I fry it.
Yeah, I just like sometimes, like, as long as I'm feeding someone and they're enjoying the meal, even if it's like a really good sandwich, like, that should count. I can't cook 5 course meals every other night. That's just too much.
So Kev, I was gonna run this topic today, but I'll probably run it tomorrow. But I might reword it, but it's talking about the handkerchief pickup. You know what that is? So yeah, it's like, what does that look like today?
Do you put chloroform on it? And yeah, that was probably too much.
Taylor, that's a good question.
Yeah.
You know what they do? What I've noticed, at least, I always tell fellas, like, a woman nowadays, like, their way of flirting is they literally just walk in your line of sight and just stay around. It is the weirdest thing. But
Man,
that
I'm trying to learn to
handkerchief,
distinguish because the ones,
it's not
this is what I
distinguished.
know. But this is what I know because see, I know the ones that they try to get my attention. I know them. I ain't paying attention to none of them. They in my inboxes. They everywhere. They in my live screaming. They anywhere they can find you. They jumping around. Pick me, pick me. Hey. You see me? You know they doing cheerleading outfits, all that. I'm ignoring them because I know them. I know every single last one of them. It's all the same spirit. I didn't dated that spirit. So I'm looking for the new spirit. So I'm trying to learn how to pick up on them subtle cues for the one who is trying to get my attention. But she ain't doing that. She ain't making all that noise. I'm trying the one that's trying to get my attention like a lady, like a woman, like a lady.
Mm.
So what you're saying is you're like somebody you want to see a damsel in distress, right? With like the umbrella and the little handkerchief, like please help me.
Maybe, but not that. Nah, maybe not that much distress. Nah. Cause I done seen a couple of them, and I just
I
ride
was
by and
gonna
blow the
say
horn. I was gonna
that
say, you
sounds
know,
like
like the one that's standing out there begging. I'm like, you know, there's a shelter right over there. She's like, why you give the money to the men? Cause there's a shelter right over there for you. Go over,
that
take
sounds
your ass over there to the shelter.
Damn.
that sounds
Why are
like
you
if
standing
you
out here begging? I
if
understand why the men are out here begging, but why are you out here begging? Take your ass to
it,
the shelter.
it sounds like it's gonna turn into that Eminem
Matter
song,
of fact, while you standing out here begging, if you go right over there on the other side of the Phoenix Center, the doggone ADC office is right over there. They'll give you everything you need. They will meet all of your services in need. They will give you food stamps. They will, if you got kids, they'll give you child care. They'll give you housing. Everything you need.
Everything.
Am I
If you
wrong?
want to start a business, they give you 25K.
Am
Wait,
I wrong for that
who?
though?
Wait, who's giving 20 out for
yeah.
25?
Who they giving money to?
If you're a
I've tried.
minority woman and you try to start a business and you got a business plan, you don't get a loan, you get a grant from the government.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, if you're there's no so when I'm on here and I hear about oppression, and if you're a woman
Okay, well,
and you
show
have a
your
business
website.
plan, You submit it. This is well known, especially in the Latino company. That's where I learned it at. It was at a real estate conference with Latinos. Um, yeah, if you have a business plan, you get accepted to that grant, you get like 25, 35K.
Okay, I need to do that then, cause
It's hard being a woman.
I
A
know.
man, we
What?
submit some. You know what we get?
Laughed at, bro. Laughed at.
y'all
You
get a
get
lot
crap
of
thrown. You get crap thrown in your face and then
I'm an
laughed at. You get
independent
tar and feathered.
woman.
You get tar and feathered, and then you get laughed at.
Hey man, Belly, real talk, homie. It's 2024. We can both change the game up. Get a little bit of chi-chis installed, man. Little, you know.
Let's
Okay,
do it.
so I've been thinking, and this is a no Diddy conversation, but we have to have it because my man, we haven't seen him in a while, and I'm wondering did he actually find a husband? So he was looking for another straight man to get married to, and you know what I'm talking about, Brilliant, because
Yeah, that
you were
shit was
thinking about
so
it, you were
funny.
considering it, you
I
were
almost
considering
messaged
it.
him. I almost
I was
messaged him.
considering it. I was thinking about really. He said, look, I got a big house. He said you can have the master bedroom or we can build another one, however you want to work it out. He said, I got a boat. He said, I got a motorcycle. He said, matter of fact, I got 2 motorcycles. We can go ride motorcycles together. He said, whatever you want to do. He said, if you don't want to do nothing together, we could do our own separate things. All I'm doing is just looking for somebody I can get married to, get the tax write off and split these bills.
We can both clean. You don't want to clean? Cool. We can hire somebody that wants to clean.
Right.
It's so funny.
Hey,
So funny.
hey, you want women? We can bring women over. We can however you want to do it. We can have a good time, or we don't have to do, or we don't. We can go our separate ways. However you want to do it. Just
So
coming
funny.
together, trying to make it easy on one another.
But what if
No
they?
Diddy.
Mm-mm. That's no Diddy. That's not no Diddy. Mm-mm.
Yeah, it is. Hell yeah, it is. Look, man, I'm keeping it real. If you look at
That's a no
statistics,
Diddy all
right?
day.
If you look at statistics and relationships that fail, women are at the top of the list, right? And then you have women and men, right? Heterosexual relationships, right? And then you have men and men. If men and men get together, they never break up, right? No Diddy.
Mm.
I'm married. Don't get no funny
That's
ideas in your
funny I
head.
did.
Hey,
But it's true.
y'all
Like,
want
He
to
could have said
consider
it with
something
a
else?
even though.
But it's hard.
Wait, Brilliant. You want to consider something else? I was talking about gay friend about this, Matt. He said, Veli, he was like, you ever consider some? He was like, you know why I'm smarter when it comes to dating? I'm like, why? He was like, you hetero men are always fucking broke. He was like, think about every gay man you know. He's like, we're all rich.
I try to stay away from
Belly,
that
I was
word.
just thinking the same thing. You did not tell one lie.
Yo, I looked at him. I said, shut up. He was like, we're so
and
rich.
they
He's like,
dress
because
to
we
the
don't milk
nines.
each
Hey,
other for money.
hey, outside
I
of
was like, y'all so
outside of
smart.
somebody that's on drugs or just had a hard life, how many gay guys have you ever seen out there begging for money?
None of them,
None.
homie. And they all
Dog.
happy. I'm just gonna keep it real.
Hey, Charlax, think about your friend in that realm, right?
Hey,
They
Kev, I
always
just slipped
spread
and
it
said
out
that
in
word.
the
I'm gonna drop
Gucci.
right
They got
quick
the
because
money.
I just thought, yeah, drop me right
They've been
quick.
saying it like crazy. I said, I don't know if they want to say it, but we'll see.
I just realized I was saying it. So drop
I
me
said,
right
if they
quick, and I'll
get
come back
dropped,
up in
it's too
5.
late.
Yeah, drop me, and I'll come back up in 5 minutes. Yeah, drop me
He
right
said
quick.
5 minutes. I'm about to give it. He said, and it's my main account.
He's gotta go to
Look
somebody
at
else's
Billy
live in
Hill.
5
He
minutes.
said,
Nobody said nothing wrong.
Somebody go find
I
out what
don't
live
know.
he was
It's
in.
TikTok. Just TikTok words. I don't know if we can say the G word.
You
Oh.
can, man. It's odd. You really get
I'm
recorded
just
by
not
some
testing it.
sissy
I
out
just know they
here.
don't play. I'm good.
But yeah, I thought that was funny because it's so true. I ain't never known a dude that rolled like that and he broke. They all got money.
Right. Well, same thing for single women that don't have kids.
Say that again. I can't hear you.
I said same thing goes for single women that don't have kids.
Wrong.
Well, I don't know.
Dating a woman with no kids, that's expensive as well. What are you talking about?
I'm talking about like as far as okay. Well, you're right.
Yeah, it's
I know.
expensive.
Okay.
Are you serious?
So the
Charlax, I
women
can
that
tell
I hang
now
around with,
you're
the nurses
expensive.
that I hang around with, the colleagues, the people I know that don't
She
have
look
kids.
expensive.
I know she's expensive. That's why she's single. Like, yo, like you can't say y'all not expensive.
But I'm taking care of everything myself. Like, so it's okay if I'm expensive because I don't have nobody funding me.
Nobody
All right.
asked that. We just said we know you expensive. That's
We
all
know
we
you're
said.
expensive.
That, and I think the more I
That
obtain, the
little smack
more.
on the lip was funny.
See, I'm trying to tell y'all, the more that I obtain,
Man,
the more I scare away men.
you
Like,
know what's crazy now? Is that I feel so violated because it's like now I have women who are trying to, oh, I'll retire you and I'll take care of you. And I'm sitting back like, yeah, no, that's still a duck.
You the man, boy. You the man, boy.
Nope, nope, I'm not the man. That's still a duck. A duck is a duck. If it quacks
Say
and it gets in the
you
water,
look
it's a duck.
expensive, which is why you're single. I'm off this weird. What the? Bye. What the heck? The heck? That's
Bro,
some
you don't
funny
go
stuff.
off this.
She actually wasted her whole breath to
This is
say
the
that on
call
there.
sign for the
but
He
the
Man and
thing
Woman Hating
is
Club.
that who cares that I look expensive? You should want to take care of me more because I take care of myself.
The deal, Nene.
Instead, y'all rather take care of the damsel in distress. I'm telling you, my sister get more of her bills paid for than I have ever. Trust me. Y'all don't take
Why do you
care of
think
me.
it works that way?
Because she is
That's
more
it.
willing
But more willing to what?
for a lot of stuff.
And that means you're less willing to do a lot of stuff.
Like, like the disrespect. Like, oh, you can't eat this, you can't eat
No,
that. The
no, no.
control.
That's not normal. That's not normal.
It
Let's
is
talk about real
normal.
stuff.
I'm
That's
trying
not
to tell
normal.
you.
Charlax,
I'm
listen.
just less willing. That's all you gotta know.
Char, we know. You said the answer, and then you tried to play it off with that silliness at the top.
Okay, what was the answer then?
The other woman is more willing, and you're less willing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Men like to capitalize off of what they can get away with. You can't, like, the more.
You see
People,
how she did that, Kev? You see that, Kev? You see how she did
people
that?
like to
But
capitalize off
but
what
but
they
but,
can
but
get.
wait, let's say it one more time, and then I'm done. She said the other women that aren't expensive are more willing, and the women with money are less willing. That's
But
the
the thing
answer
is,
right there.
I'm
I
not a
don't think it
highly
has anything to
educated
do with
woman.
money, personally.
It has nothing to do with money, but
I
you know
think
what
some
though?
women
It
are just
shouldn't,
built
but they've
built
made it
for it, and
about,
some aren't.
yeah.
Yo, I'm not. I could show the DM right now. I was talking to a girl that I was thinking about dating, and I don't know how it came up, but I was like, why is it hard for you to find a man? Because she wants kids, she's getting up in age, she travels the world for a living, right? Influencer joint. And she said, it's hard to find a man on my level. I have an expensive lifestyle, and he has to be able to keep up and do that. And I sit here, and I didn't want to get into it with her. I just said, you'll find him. Because the thing is, if you have all that money to do all this stuff that you need, what's the issue in a relationship then?
I don't know, but I was about to pay $2,000 for a matchmaker.
It's cooperation, cooperation.
Bro, she up
She said
here.
nothing about
Who
being
was
with a
that?
good
That dude,
man.
what the heck?
She said nothing
He
about being with
came
a
with
good
his own
man.
sound.
It was all about the man has to make more than me and keep up with my lifestyle. That's not why a
But
man
that's
looks
not the
for a
case for every
relationship.
woman. It's not the case for every woman because it's not the case for me. Like, I've dated a school teacher and football coach before, and it went quite well.
Charlax. Right now, you would not date a man that makes less than 70K a year. Stop lying.
I have before.
No. Right now, you won't. Correct?
If
No.
if he is able to take care of himself, like, I don't mind. So if he's like around 65, 60K, I'm not mad at that.
You
I'm
would date a
really
man
not.
right now. You would seriously consider a man for marriage if you make 60, 70K? It's okay to
If
say
he's a
no.
good person, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if he's everything else that I'm needing, yeah, because, like,
It's
you're
okay to say
better.
no, Char.
I would. No, because you're better together. Like, I honestly have dated men. Like I said, that's the last serious guy I've dated was the guy who was
How long ago was that?
like 2 years ago,
That is a long time ago, baby.
a year ago. Actually, it was a
No,
year
but
ago.
you're putting 2 years and 1 year ain't the same. We listen, Char, it's okay. But then, so this is what I'm getting to, right? Like these are good men that are on their way up, right? But then you're dating the douchebag at the gym that throws candy in your face and teases you. That's the point. It ain't about the money, it ain't about looking expensive. It's the expectations for women when they get to that point. When they get to that point, they only care about other rich men and that value and quality of a man. That's why the whole man with money conversation is a thing.
Well, yeah, for certain women, but like the guy don't have to make that much money for me to date him. It's not like it's
But
not
we,
like
we
I
know we know from your delayed interaction and 2 years ago, you would not date that man today, so it doesn't matter.
I would still date him if
Cap.
if he like get his shit together, like not as far as like
Date him for who he is and help him grow.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if he would actually like
What if he can't grow that much though? What if this is who he is, but he's a damn good man?
like I said, like I've considered a lot of things, and I definitely considered him. I never took him out.
Hey, fellas, keep
I
your
got a
wives out.
consideration. Hold up. I got a
Stay strong,
consideration.
James.
Hey, I
That's a
bet
no,
you.
fellas. Y'all got that.
Would y'all consider
Hey,
to tap that screen? Consider tapping the screen.
dodge
Yeah.
that bullet.
Consider that. Tap that screen. Tap. Consider that.
Hey,
Tap the screen.
ads, you caught that, right?
It works, yeah. So like, but you can't like. Some people just get less time frame to get their shit together. Like, say if a guy is 5'4" and he ain't got his shit together, he probably have a week versus a guy that
Use
is.
a real situation. Let's not talk about hobbits. Let's talk about a 5'10" man that makes 60. That actually has good morals and values and would never beat you and cheat on you.
Mm-hmm.
What about that man? How much time you giving him? Because I'm gonna tell you now, I reinvented my life twice. It took more than a year.
So it
Like,
just depends on what they do. Like I had a guy that I was like always okay. First of all, I date a lot of people, so don't try to.
go ahead.
So there was this other guy that I dated for a period of time. He'll come over, have breakfast with me. Amazing. I'll cook breakfast for him, or we'll like go to the gym. We'll do something like
Finesse that
but
nigga.
he never took me on any dates. He never really. We just always hung out with each other. So it came to the point where I needed surgery. And either I stayed in the hospital or I recovered from home. Me being a nurse myself and not wanting to pay a hospital bill, I opted out and I said I would recover from home. But I was like, I'm going to be there by myself, basically, with no one to help me, basically. And he was like, well, you better stay at the hospital. I'm like, oop. And I like blocked him immediately after that. And it's like,
What's the point of this?
because it's just like, you don't know. Like, I could talk to someone for a while, but you don't understand that these men be assholes and
But what's the
undercover.
point? We know. But what
He
about the
doesn't
goodness?
support you. What do you
But I
expect?
don't give people multiple
Entitlement.
chances.
Entitlement.
Like,
I'm
yo,
entitled.
You else?
you know how
Nothing else
many
you can say.
sweet men are out here that just won't get a chance from a woman like you? You
But
for
I'm
real?
saying I'm entitled for blocking
You
him.
expect him.
Why should he take care of you though?
Not
How
even
serious were
take
you?
care of me. So the thing is that I had my surgery and like 2 days went by and he didn't even check up on me or anything.
Y'all never
Let's
went on a
reverse the
date.
role for a minute, Shar. Because if
Wait,
that happened to a man, you wouldn't be checking on him.
ads. Wait up. Because I listened intently, right? Y'all never went on a date. Y'all just messed around and hung out. It sounded like a situation, to be honest. How serious was this relationship, honestly, if y'all never went on a date?
Well, I think he was holding out because I was holding out. He was like
Y'all never
he was
slept
already
together?
an asshole because like I feel like he only like spent money on women who actually sleeps with them.
Charlotte,
So
I'm gonna
we
be
were
real.
both, huh?
I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be. Can I be vulnerable for a
Right.
second?
So he didn't care. See, I'm
Can I be
telling
vulnerable
you.
with you for a second, Char?
Go ahead.
Like I think you're beautiful, and honestly, I was like, but this is the thing. You, I see your dating pattern, and that alone make me want to run. Like, let's keep it a buck.
What's
Y'all
that?
were nothing to each other. He never took you on a date. You
Right.
never went on a date with him. Not even Taco Bell. He was just
Well,
at
like,
your
yeah, we
house.
have
Wait,
no,
wait,
like,
wait.
okay, so
Let
if
me.
y'all
Wait,
consider
no,
that,
no. Charlax, wait up, wait up,
I'm
wait up,
saying
wait
like
up,
a
wait up.
date, like an
Charlax, wait
expensive
up.
date. We go eat lunch
But
together
but
all
y'all
the
never.
time,
But
but
y'all
I wouldn't
never.
consider that a date. Like
But y'all
if
never
he,
went on a date. Y'all never slept with each other. Y'all weren't even together, and you're expecting him to want to take care of you after his surgery. You guys really weren't even in a serious phase.
what are you talking about? I knew him for years,
You can know him for years, but as you
and like
said
I
from
would
your
take
That's
care of
more of
mouth,
an
him.
acquaintance, not a actual relationship,
that
Shar.
sounds like a friend. So why should he bear the responsibility of
Ain't no
caring for you?
relationship.
You
Because he's
weren't
in
you
like
weren't his
whenever,
girl.
okay, well fine. That's what I'm saying. That's why I stay out of dating relationships because men don't ever make that effort whenever something is necessary. Like if I actually truly needed something, a
He's not
man
in the
that
wrong.
actually cares for me would take advantage of like, okay, let me just check on her. Let me at least text her to see how her surgery went. He didn't do that.
That
So that's
wasn't
what
your
I'm
I
saying. Like,
boyfriend.
understand what.
huh?
That wasn't your boyfriend.
You don't have to be a boyfriend. That's what I'm
Not everyone.
Well,
saying.
Not
Y'all
I
men
everyone.
are
mean, duh.
You want to know the
shallow.
secret about life?
Y'all
Not
men are
everyone is gonna put
shallow.
you.
And it shows how shallow men are truly is because most of the time they don't value women unless they're actually sleeping with them. And that's my whole point. That's why I
No,
can't
but
get
that constitutes some
that's
exchange. He's not getting nothing
that's
out of
what
checking on
I'm,
him.
and
As
y'all saying it's
He get nothing.
unrealistic expectations
What?
just
What's
to
wrong with
be
that?
attached.
yeah,
Wait,
there was
wait,
You're
wait,
nothing
wait,
wrong with
wait,
saying,
wait,
that. You
wait,
were
wait,
saying
wait,
nothing.
I,
wait, wait,
Hold on,
wait,
hold on,
wait,
hold on. Let
wait,
me go
wait,
ahead and
wait,
get ahead.
wait,
y'all
He
wait,
wasn't your
interrupting me.
man.
wait.
So what's wrong with that? A man not placing value on a woman that's not benefiting him in no way, shape, form, or fashion.
Hello.
Like, what is the point of that? So you mean to tell me he's supposed to sit here and do these things for you because you're a woman? Well, how about you go over to his house and just cook for him and clean up his house and make sure that he got lunch just because he a man? Do that
Why
make
Checkmate.
should he
sense?
take
But that's
care
what
of
I'm saying.
you?
That's what I did for him whenever we did hang out. I would
It
probably,
ain't no way in hell.
that's
It
what I'm
ain't no
saying.
way.
Hey,
That's
Y'all see
not
why he my
logical.
cousin. That was a good one.
That's not logical because any man that's sitting there, he got a girl that he's messing with. Y'all, you coming over to his crib, you cleaning up, you making sure he good. There's no way in hell that man is not gonna take care of whatever he's gonna place territory over that. He's gonna place some type of claim to you. Whether
That's
it's
what I'm
my little
saying. But
chick.
these other guys are saying, yeah, he didn't owe that to you. He didn't,
That's what we're
so
all saying.
that's what y'all all saying.
Everyone is saying. Everyone is
Yeah,
Well,
afraid
I
to
think
meet
yes,
he's
Charlotte.
capping
men,
with a lot of stuff though. I do think
Well,
that
if you guys
because
aren't
it's
married,
not
he shouldn't
logical.
be doing that type shit.
so
That's
that's what
the
I'm
yeah,
saying.
problem.
you
I
get
was
mad
doing
at
too
men.
much in the first place. So I was expecting too much out of him in return.
I
No,
hope
I just
The
think
word,
some of that is
the
your
word
disrespect.
right there
dad is
was
doing.
expecting. That's the word to get a lot of people in trouble. You expecting. You know, you don't meet your own
Speaking of the topic,
expectations,
right?
but yet and
But
still you place
but
expectations
That's
didn't
on
right.
he
That's why
yourself.
I
I
even
said
mean, on
didn't he
others.
entitled.
I mean,
wait,
Entitled.
hold
He is
on. Let me just say this
unrealistic.
because
I
y'all are
knew
doing
it.
too much. The guy didn't even message me to say, oh, hopefully everything goes well. I know it's a big day or whatever,
Not a
or even
priority,
after.
Shar.
Or even after. That's why I'm saying that's why he get blocked. But I'm the one that said, oh, well, you expected too much. Fuck y'all. That's what I
He
gotta
don't
That's the
think
say.
he does
entitlement,
That's why
this.
man.
I'm done with dating because, like I said, men are always
You
looking to
weren't.
Y'all
see,
weren't
You
oh,
weren't
dating.
dating. You were never in a relationship,
Y'all
no,
Shar.
weren't
I'm
Let me
saying
say
like
this
dating.
that's
real
what I'm
quick
saying.
though.
I
How
For
can't
can you
even.
base that off of a relationship if it wasn't even a real relationship? That man had no
Y'all weren't
connection,
dating.
nothing toward. He didn't get any exact and transactional value from you.
But as a
Why would he
woman
check
who
on you?
dates
Y'all were
without,
Why would he
friends.
check on you? Oh, I'm
I
just making
think
sure you
he's
good. For
capping,
what?
bro. I really think
I feel
you
well.
coming up
I don't
here with
know. Well,
these
I
crazy
look.
Wait,
ass
wait, wait, real
I'm
quick. Slow
listening
it
to
down.
y'all,
Slow it down.
and thank y'all for showing me for for
Charlax,
how y'all
Charlax, can
think.
we help
I
you?
get
Can
it.
we help you?
Honestly, I
Because if
don't
we
think
don't
y'all
help you,
can.
the sense of entitlement and unrealistic expectations.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be a pretty girl that makes
So
money, but I mean, we just trying to help.
let me say
Like
this though, real quick, yeah, because
what
she gonna
Janero
get
was saying was
overwhelmed. So many
real.
people.
Hey, Silver Psycho. Look,
Yeah, yeah.
thank
Go ahead.
you. Thank you. But what was unrealistic? What did I do that was unrealistic for me expecting a text, for me saying like, hey, offer your assistance the way I offer my assistance to you whenever you're hungry and whenever you need something? Which part was unrealistic?
If he's just what? Okay, I'm gonna speak for myself. If I went to the hospital today, I don't expect every woman that I consider a friend to call and text me. If I had that expectation on every woman that I know today, I'm blocking my phone. My whole phone is getting blocked. They're not my woman. They're not my mom. They're not my auntie, my grandma. And they're not my woman. Like, I like your glasses, Slim. So I cannot expect these ladies who live their own lives, who aren't in a relationship with me,
Wait, on
to.
lives? Wait, this is the different. This is someone that is actively you're seeing every week or so, every
Because
other
he's
week.
probably hoping he could hit.
That's what I'm saying. Y'all are shallow.
Well, no, see, so
That's
that's
why I was
your
saying,
wait,
this
Shar,
is the
He
whole
getting
Shar.
that
premise
box
This
up.
is
He
this
of
is
missed
not
that
what
the.
you
hard ass
This
problem.
is the
window.
whole
Giving that
premise of
box
the.
up.
Okay, so let me tell y'all this. Okay,
This
so
is
this is the
not what
whole
you
premise.
problem.
So the fact that he told me, like, so say if he was the type to offer his services like that in that kind of way, I would definitely be more likely, like more obligated, kind of wanting to sleep with him. But
Please just
since
stop.
he was just so like, oh well, you better stay at the hospital then. I was like, oh okay, like you know what I'm saying, like,
Hospital where you're gonna get better at. What?
And
huh?
it's the
What was that?
hospital. I'm sorry,
You
Shar,
did
but if you my woman and you just had surgery, like I ain't gonna front, I would be at the hospital with you. I'm not
Well,
bringing your little entitled ass home. I don't know. I ain't no nurse. I ain't no doctor.
well, no, I
You
honestly,
gonna wind
it
up
was fine.
unalived on
and
day
he's not
two,
like
your
I
hanging out with
said,
me.
like I said, I get it. That's what I'm saying. I get it. That's why I am single. I was fine in
That has nothing
recovery.
to do with the
The
relationship,
thing
and you're
is,
not understanding that.
I
that's not a
get.
relationship.
Yeah. So let
Charlax,
me,
I need you
because
to
I'm trying
listen to
to.
Oh
this.
no! Okay, so like I
Charlax, can
said,
you please listen?
if
Your
people have the
situation with him.
opportunity to actually advance themselves in my life in
Oh
the way
my
that they
God.
want and claim
She
to
gonna
be,
listen.
right?
Guys,
If
don't
they
don't pay
want
no
to
She
mind.
one of
advance
She's a
them.
Leo.
She
themselves,
just
It all
pretty.
makes sense. She's a Leo. It
She
all
just
makes
pretty.
Oh
sense.
my
if
God,
they
She
not
don't
advance
the
listen.
signs.
themselves,
Oh,
All right,
I
let
would be
somebody else try
more
because y'all been going back
I'm
and forth the
willing.
done.
whole entire live and stuff though. So
I'll
I
be
do
Yeah.
more
want to know
willing.
the full whole story though. So I just before I even say anything, because I was listening, but it just sounded like so you saying basically just re explain so everybody be on the same page though, because I think all of us in the on whole different pages and stuff, and everybody came in.
I just got one question, and I think it'll settle everything. Did you guys ever have the conversation that you were in a relationship?
I don't even know.
No, we did not.
Okay, then you weren't. Like that cuts it. If he never looked at you and
Yeah.
said, "Baby, you're my girlfriend," or any of that, you girl, y'all better quit playing fucking. Y'all better quit playing Russian roulette with your body. That's what you do. You need to fucking stop it.
Russian rule. See, that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to hold myself hostage based off of like the things he does and does not, but it makes me feel more comfortable to do that for a man who is willing as well. I'll be willing. It's almost like it is like a hold'em game, like poker, like who got the better hand, who got the, like we're both holding out in different ways, and that's probably why it just failed to advance in that kind of way. And that's how it is for pretty much a lot of men, but not for every man.
So how
Fellas, you
long?
gotta just
How,
run, fellas. You
how,
gotta run. I mean, lace the motherfuckers up and
how
sprint.
many? How many? How long y'all knew each other? And what was y'all? It was what type of thing was it? A relationship, situationship, or something like
Reverse. So I knew him since 2012.
2012. I
Yes.
mean, how long y'all? Tell me how long y'all was connected or whatever, or dating or whatever you was doing that you expect this guy to
So
check in on you. Y'all was like best friends. Y'all
um,
talked a lot.
no, we used to, and then I graduated. We stopped talking for about like 5 years, and then we came in contact again, and we're just interacting with each other on like casual outings, lunch, but like not as like I wouldn't consider like it dating, but I don't know.
Well, did you just text them? So you say you text
Hey,
them?
be careful up there, Slim. Don't get flagged.
You said you so you text them that you were in the hospital. That was your whole big old
No,
thing. You was
no.
in the hospital.
So the big thing was is that like whenever he needs something or I need something, we essentially like we'll eat together, we'll go to the gym. That was like our premise of the relationship. It was very casual. And there's a couple of times that he came over and we just like it just never like got anywhere. It just always ended up being very casual. So he still was very much so in my face every other week. But when it came down to it, we were both holding out. Like he never took me out on a date and I never gave him any box. So I think he was waiting for me to give him the box in order for him to take me out on like quote unquote these dates that I desire, these, these nice
Oh,
things. So
oh, so
and I'm
you knew
like,
the guy was interested in you, and you was what friend zoned him basically.
I didn't friend. Well,
He was an orbiter.
I guess I like to have my relationships to be somewhat friendly since I don't know men's intentions. Most men, like I said, remember, they see you,
What you
they're
just said, it's weird because you just said his intentions. You said he probably was waiting on something, so you knew that so you knew he wanted to smash, and you friends on him.
right because like a lot of attractive women go through a lot of men. They could potentially go through a lot of men because men are only attracted to them physically, and then once they get what they need and want out of the relationship, they kind of like get laissez-faire. They get kind
Well,
of
if you feel like that's what I'm saying, if you feel like that way towards men, then you can't. That's what I'm saying. You can't get mad. You come with this expectation, then you say they have an expectation, then you come with one, and you get mad when. That's where you get mad at his expectation
You got
because
it,
you
well,
Kev.
have an expectation. So it's like because it reminded me what you said earlier though, when you said that you went on a date and after you seen wasn't interested, you just you basically had him pay for these things. Or you said no. I guess you claiming that you didn't. Y'all both paid for it or something like that. Twin, what's up?
Kev, you got it though.
So,
You
but
unlocked it, bruh. They use their guy friends as boyfriends. Yo. And then the
I'm just trying to
expectations
get her
on
to
him
say. I
was
want her
so
to say
high.
that or notice that though, instead of pushing it, because it's like
so
to
I
see
see
she get
y'all
defensive
saying
when you
I
do.
use men.
No, I'm not saying that. I wasn't trying to say that. I'm trying to. That's what I'm saying. I don't think nobody. Some people don't know how to have conversation because you can trigger people and they not want to answer it. But I'm just saying that because I'm just trying to get you to understand how you saying that. You said basically it's like you having these expectations. That's what it is. It's funny because it's literally not the top. My topic always get proven all the time. And this was unintentional. We just ran across this well based off your story. We wasn't. I don't know how this came up though, but it do seem like this thing of entitlement or these assumptions, right? These assumptions you make, which is one of my prompts too. That you just I guess you assume that this guy wants to sleep with you and all stuff. But then even with that, you still deal with a guy that you're not interested in.
No,
And that's what a lot of women do, especially a pretty
I'm
privileged ones. I'm
interested
on
in
that.
him.
But I'm just saying,
If
you
I
know
wasn't
that, huh?
interested in him, if I wasn't
Huh?
interested in him, I wouldn't allow him to be in my face.
Yeah, but you benefiting from the other things, and you still holding off on what he want, because you just said he probably want it,
He's stringing
and
him
and then you're hold
Because
on. Every time I'm about to get deep, soon as I'm saying I got through. But what I'm saying is that
That's what she
that
said.
you're getting something, you're getting something from him. It's the reason why you're kicking it with this guy. Because otherwise, if he wasn't truly interested, he wouldn't even be nowhere near you or in your face, like you just said. So it's something
okay,
you're getting from him, and you know that this guy's interested in you.
right, and he's getting something from me, which is the same thing he's giving. Like we're
What?
giving
Bruh.
time, attention, and money. We both
Yeah, they
are
don't want the same thing. You know what he wants.
okay. That's what I'm saying. If
So
that's
don't you
all
can't put
he,
what you want on him. You know what his ultimate thing he want, and that's why a lot of women know that stuff. They be knowing when a man and
that's
want to
why
smash
I
and stuff, so
blocked
they're gonna
him.
get what they can get up out of him.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I blocked him because I knew the ultimate thing that he wanted, and
But you still
that's why
you
he's
still
blocked.
but you
I,
still use the guy though. You still used him, and then when he didn't call you on a hospital because he didn't give you that other thing, you wanted him to get everything. You wanted all boyfriend privileges from him, and you didn't give him no buns. That's the funny part about that. The more you keep talking, it's like you wanted all these things, and then because he ain't treat you like a boyfriend and check up on you, now you like, nah, I can't have that. I'm gonna block you and all that stuff. But I guess because you didn't want to get it. I mean, because everything ain't worked the way you wanted to. Now you want to block him. But
yeah,
otherwise, you don't see the other end that you're using this guy, and then you want to say that I'm giving you time, I'm giving you all this other stuff. He can
Sorry.
care less about
be,
that time.
If
because
He
you
at
were
want
on
the
that
business,
very
Charlex. You know what I'm
if you
saying?
were
That's
on
what he
business,
want, and
Char,
you already knew he
because
want that.
sorry, if you were
because
on
at
business,
the
you would have cut
very
him off
least,
years ago.
Huh?
at the very least, he could have at least text me and or message
Why he
me,
have to do
Why
that
would he
though?
do
You know what I'm
and
that?
that's
saying?
why he doesn't, and that's why he is
But no,
blocked.
you
I
just
don't
made
mind
up
blocking
more of a
people like
reason why
that.
after you got your use out of him, and now you like, okay, that now I found a way to throw him to the side now after I get all what I got to get out of him.
Hey,
No, it
Kev.
don't take me much for me to like be like, no, I'm like, I'm not feeling with that. I'm not feeling that at all.
You never felt him from the beginning though.
Well, because he had some ways, but I have my ways too. I mean, look, it's not like
He
it
has
was
some
both
benefits.
things.
Go ahead, and say it, girl.
Hey,
Hey,
Mirror.
so
His
what would you have done if
benefits.
he
Because if it
blocked
was a
you?
guy you was really interested in, he probably still wouldn't. If he wouldn't
What
call
would
you,
I would have
you'd be
done?
like,
She'd have
man,
blocked
maybe you
me.
would have called. Why
Hey,
you ain't
Mirror.
call me or something like that? You would
What?
have.
I'm
You would have
But
blocked
saying
her.
he wasn't
men
worthy
What's
enough.
up?
have to capitalize.
Hold
Like
up, hold
once
up.
you
Can't
Sorry,
hear
actually
you.
give
sorry,
them. So the
sorry.
thing is, once you do give them box,
She used
you
him.
have to play a game. It's a
He,
Hey,
constant
Mirror.
game that you have to
What's
play
up?
with these guys, and
So
don't act
I
like you
think
can't
so.
acknowledge
I'm
it.
really glad I got this out of her because it's funny when women want to talk about the dating market and they don't understand what it's like. I mean, look at how the women just treat the guy friends that they string along. Imagine what the actual men that date them deal with as well. It's
I don't even
crazy.
want.
No,
And this is
the thing is, and Veli, you do that a lot though. You be trying to. It's like I don't know if you know if it's unintentional or not, and you like purposely try to trigger people. And I just want to
Antagonize.
have a conversation,
I
low key. I just want to have a
go
conversation
ahead.
because
Y'all got
if you trigger them right, they're not going to understand. They're going to be very defensive. I don't know if you even did podcasts or something. You do video games and stuff, but I don't know if you know how to communicate with people.
oh
It's
I
like if
no wait
you
wait
because you
wait
do
Kev
this thing
Kev.
where you purposely kind of trigger people and then
Of
you're not gonna
course.
get no straight answer out of them because imagine if somebody's doing that to you, then you just wouldn't be able to. I'm just saying it's just certain things because if you're trying to have a
No, I'm
conversation,
glad you
we
asked
gotta
that
learn, huh?
because if someone did that to me, you know what I would do? I'd just answer it. So there you
Hey, no,
go.
but
But
he
but
she
but to
well I
answer
guess
your
well she
question as well,
yeah
yeah, I pay my bills with a podcast. I talk for a living. That's just what I do. So yeah, there goes your answer. Go ahead.
yeah that wasn't my purpose, but all I'm saying is that sometimes you have to give it time, right? But I just wanted her to understand what she was saying and realize that everybody ain't the problem. It's really you. It's just really you. Because like enough of your story done said enough, and then what you did because I understand you was overwhelmed because everybody was talking and saying these things and hitting you from angles that you just didn't like. But the thing is, you based off your story, it's like you don't realize, and that's why I say that and that's funny. They go back to that pretty privilege stuff, and because a lot of women do that stuff and don't realize it though. It's like you get all these benefits and then you get mad because things don't go the way you want it to, and then that's why you want to blame it on all the guys. Every time you get a moment, you want to say you guys, this is the reason. He just talked about a dog. He'll save a dog over that. That's what you guys do or something like that. You can't that and that's what I'm saying. You're in that situation, not trying to trigger you or nothing, but it's obvious that it seemed like you have this problem. It's something that hurt you a while ago. That's why you can't wait to hurry up and say, you guys, this is the reason why I don't want to date because of you guys. No, it's just something within you that you're not trying to change, that you're not satisfied with because and you put it on everybody else. That's a deflection move. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if you realize what you're doing either.
Hey, that was a real dude.
You're not perfect. Nobody perfect. Everybody got something they got to work on.
He did himself a favor by running away, man.
I'm not trying to do that either. Like I was saying, I don't know. Y'all be church on, boy.
Thank you.
But I don't know if you understand this, next because I'm gonna be like I said, we.
Hey, Kev, it's like you got to echo
Slim. You probably gotta drop, come back with mute or unmute. Your stuff echoing back.
Or she listening through the car.
Okay, maybe I could take on the entitlement. I am entitled. Okay, so I work hard. I do all these things in my life to provide for myself. I want my man to come the same way I'm coming.
All right, man, I can't do it.
Then no. Because like if I'm able and willing to do certain things and they're not, then it's an automatic no. Like if I wouldn't do you the same way you done me, then I'm automatically probably not going to talk to you. It's not because, it's this privilege thing or it's a sense of entitlement. I have to be somewhat entitled. I have to have somewhat kind of moral compass for myself to not settle. So that's one of those things.
No, you don't. And you hurt. And at the end of the day, you hurting yourself with that situation. You're doing it to yourself, man. You your own reason why you can't get what you want though, and that's why I say. And then you want it, and that's your problem. And you push it on everybody else because of you and your things. Because like entitlement, that's not a good thing to have that type of mentality though. And you getting hurt about your own thing. That's the reason why with this topic itself, it says entitlement mentality is destroying us. It is. You know what I'm saying? You're not even grateful for the type of people that come in your life and stuff. You just like, no, I expect this. You're a man. This is what's supposed to happen. No, we even seeing today, right? That it's we accept if a woman is just at least understand us. You see what I'm saying? We at least we appreciate things like that. Sure, that's really what men really want. In a relationship is some form of appreciation. But I think for the most part, we get so much. It be so much nagging and so much. You don't do this. Why you ain't doing that? And that get exhausting. And then you get the guys end up turning certain ways, start cheating and all this other stuff. I'm not saying none of that stuff is right, but I'm just saying that you done nag this dude away because of your entitlement mentalities, right? You know what I'm saying? All the dude want is just or get validated that they're doing something right or something like, hey, you know what? You are a good man. That's all a lot of men really want to ask for because they don't ask for really too much. But it's just like y'all just be wanting more and more and more. And if something don't work my way, I'm going to take you out of my life and I'm going to blame everybody else and say that you men can't keep up with what I expect. And that's a problem. That's a problem right there. So that entitlement, you have to work on that. You got to work on it. I know you've been a certain way, and that's what I'm saying. It goes back to that pretty privilege thing. You get to get away with that stuff. But until you stop getting that attention that you don't get, and your standards gonna drop though. But you're so used to these things, and you feel like it's a normal thing. You haven't talked to people that hardly can get people and all that stuff. You're used to getting people. That's the reason why you said what you said earlier. Ain't no such thing as pretty privilege. But your pretty privilege is tearing you up right now because you don't realize that you haven't had the time to get humble yet. You know what I'm saying? That's why you saying I'm so entitled to this, and I don't want to stoop and be less. That's why you're saying that though. But it's not. It's not that. You just have to realize that some of this stuff is limited. Just appreciate a guy that actually try to appreciate you. You can't be so picky. You can't be all that stuff. But it's just what society in this world, how they put in minds and stuff like don't settle for less and don't settle for less as in don't take disrespect and don't take somebody that's that might touch you or talking loud or unemotional control type person. Don't take that less. Not no if he make less or if he don't do what I expect and all that, like all that other stuff, like that's a little bit too extra because you're not gonna keep up with everything this man do either. Because like I said, I don't never understood why some especially some of the women, they be acting like they perfect. Like all of us, like I said at the beginning, like you heard me. All of us got something we got to work on. Tell me something that you need to work on then. Let's see that then.
I have a couple of things I could work on. One is my patience. Like I said, I definitely cut off men pretty quickly if they would do something that I wouldn't do to them to me. I'm definitely like, oh, okay, that's something that I'm like not messing with. I would say I'm very sensitive, as you can see. Another thing is that I don't ask for much. Actually, I don't ask for nothing at all. So I'm seeing, and I usually receive little to nothing. Like, but for the women that actually, I don't know, like caters to men and their ego and like give out sex and stuff and be promiscuous, and I don't know how to explain. They could get the things that they want, but a woman that is kind of making a man hold himself to a certain standard and I'm not putting out, it's just going to make it worse for me. But I'm not going to change that part of me at all because I see how it, like, I see where it goes. So,
Hey, just pay attention. I'm gonna just say this though. Well, at least we got your answer though. You pay attention to the comments though. You, because I didn't ask you what you need to change about yourself. You did put it on everything else. That's why some people say you contradict yourself. Some of them said that you still blaming men. But I know I think you just need some time. Just like you said, it's good that you said you on your own, but you got to it's just focus on the things that you may need to, because everything can't be somebody else for you to change. You know what I'm saying? You said you whatever, but I'm about to go to somebody else though next. We gonna get back to. I don't want to keep you in a hot seat all day.
yeah.
But let me huh?
I said, yeah, don't keep me in the hot seat all day now.
I know I ain't gonna do that to you. I know you be, you know, like I still be liking your perspectives and stuff, but it's just some things like I said, it's the accountability role for a reason, man. All of us need to help one another out, man. I'm not. That's the reason why I'm not trying to. That's why, the few guys that's doing that trying to purposely trigger stuff. I'm not trying to do it. I really want people to become better. I'm not trying to make nobody look bad, feel. I mean, sometimes we got to realize some things we do is messing us up, but I'm not purposely trying to say you're no good and all that other stuff. I'm not trying to go to that fast. You know what I'm saying? And I know you're not. It's not like you trying to do that. You just explain it, and I think a lot of people getting triggered based off what you hearing because they like, hey man, what the heck? Why you doing that and all that stuff? But you just gotta realize. You just gotta realize it, So like I saying, a lot of these things that's being said, it's just observation in front of people. They just see these things, and you just got to be aware of what people may be saying. You might not understand it now, but you just gotta focus on why is these people saying stuff. But go ahead, Slim. I think your stuff should be good.
One more
Thank you.
question.
Next to this.
Am I wrong for blocking him or not? And thank you, Mr. St. John. Am I wrong for blocking him?
You did what you had to do. I would say that's the best thing that could have happened at that time. Everything happened for a reason. So it's something that you got from there. Then look on within yourself from there, because you can't take it back.
I'm still reading the prompts, but I just want to say thank you, host, because I think we need more of that. Basically, getting clarity. People, we love to jump on people, but it's like you said, people they trying to figure it out and understand. What? Ice cream. Oh, it's in that bag. People trying to figure it out, and unfortunately, instead of us hearing each other, I think we talk over each other and we ready to rag each other. But it's like, obviously, I didn't even really listen to, I didn't hear everything that she said as far as with the situation. I don't think that it's nothing wrong with somebody checking on you. I don't know the whole context of the story, but if I'm talking to somebody, I've talked to people when they checked on me, and I don't know. If you're interested in that, if you're interested at that level, yes, I don't think that would be a problem, but I didn't hear the context of the story.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah. Just, it's the clarity for me. So I that's why I say the motive, the intent behind you is different. When we're talking about on my life, your intent and your motive is different. It's coming from a pure place. It's not coming from I'm right, you wrong. It's even if you're right, you're still trying to just bring clarity to situations. So that's all I really have to say for now.
Oh yeah, okay. So appreciate you.
See, I'm
What you
not.
got, Charlex? I see you unmuted.
Yeah, so that was my whole premise. I was like, if I was someone that he was truly interested in, like that, outside of the things that he could get from me, whether that is sex time, money, attention, and companionship, he would have at least text me, and everybody was like, oh, nah, that's not your boyfriend. He doesn't even owe you that. And I'm like, oh, that's kind of wrong, but okay.
So I'm gonna say this. Let me say this since you just mentioned that again, though. I'm gonna tell women this, right? Stop friend zoning dudes, man. If y'all know that y'all not about to sleep or see no future with them, don't friend zone them, man. Y'all be knowing, and this how because like we already know if y'all was to ask any of these guys that y'all be friend zoning, they're gonna be like, yeah, let me bend that over. You know that. A lot of y'all know that. So if y'all already got a hunch that this guy wanna sleep with you, don't do it, man. Because y'all only getting yourselves mad. You're getting yourselves mad when things don't work out the way you want it to. You want to have these expectations of boyfriend treatments and all this other stuff. But at the same time, you're using that guy because you know that this guy wanted. So and that stuff gonna backfire. You're gonna get hurt off your own entitlement or expectations. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want to be used, don't use another man. So my thing is, if when you're ready, right, when you know what you want and all that stuff, that's when you start kind of talking to them. It only take one guy. You don't have to talk to multiple guys and say this can be a pizza guy and all this other stuff or whatever, and this and that take care of me and watch over my bad guy. You don't have to do all that stuff. That's what that pretty privilege stuff we do. But I'm just saying that you don't have to really do all that. So just I wouldn't say mess with one person though. If when you're ready to date.
Can I add something really quickly? I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I felt because I friend zoned somebody, and I didn't care if the man texted me or not. Because he was in the friend zone and I wasn't. I did not like him like that. I truly did not care if I received anything from him. But from what I'm thinking is, and I don't know, Charlotte, I don't want to say your name wrong. Hope I didn't butcher it. Maybe she actually liked him. Because only when you like somebody, you expect something from them. Because I don't see that to be any other way. Maybe she was like, okay, I kind of like this dude. Like, hey, like, if you, like, show me that. Because, like I said, I friend zoned somebody and I couldn't care less if they texted me or didn't text me. And that's just me personally, because when we like somebody, we like somebody. You're going to know that we like you. Maybe intentionally at first she probably didn't know. And maybe okay. Because if you're doing anything for somebody, you like them. I ain't going to cook for no man that I don't like. I ain't going over no man's house that I don't like. I ain't finna be on no phone. No. I'm sorry. Here, tell your cousin open that. I ain't doing all that for somebody that I don't like. And if you in the friend zone, you definitely ain't getting that. Hey, conversation, probably. But I don't see that being I think she liked him. And that's where the disappointment came in at. And so let me know if I'm wrong, but it sounds like if you like, hey, I'm concerned why he didn't text me. If you like him, maybe it should have been some clarity there.
She just said, I just noticed that you said duh in the comments that you liked him. You just act like you didn't like that guy the whole entire time. Or matter of fact, you liked him, but not enough for him to smack. You liked him good enough just to get whatever benefits out of him, but you ain't like him enough for him to smash, right? That's what it is.
Because he proved himself. He wasn't.
Why is sex even like the hot topic? Like you can like somebody without having sex with them. Like that's how stuff comes about prior to marriage, babies, and like why is like you can like somebody and say, hey, I'm abstaining from sex, but I like you. Like, why does it? She has to.
What I mean is good enough for a relationship or something more than just a friend. I'm gonna put it that way.
So turn your Bluetooth off and on.
That thing was. I don't know what happened. Yeah, it is. Like I was trying to ignore it a little bit. I guess it did start getting worse. But yeah, basically what I'm getting to is like if you don't see no relations with them, I'm gonna say that. Then we don't have to be smacks. It don't have to be none of that stuff. But I'm just saying, when you know a guy want to be next level with you, and you, most of the time it be the woman that's holding them back anyways. They like, nah, we're not going to do that. Let's just be friends. But that guy never changed his mind frame from saying that you look good, you fine, I want you. You know what I'm saying? That it just, okay, all right, Slim. So he never changed his mind from that. And I think that women, when they say, no, we can't do that, I don't want to do that. I just want to, what I'm saying? So they think that the man automatically just gonna be like, you know what? I'm not interested no more. You know what I'm saying? I'll be your friend. So that's not true. That's the fakest stuff on earth. If a dude came up on you talking about you got a fat booty and he looking pretty and all this other stuff, he wanted more than that. I know a lot of us ain't that. We can't be that naive to think that men or either end, you know what I'm saying? We can't be that naive to think that somebody was attracted to us at first, that he wanted to probably sleep with us or get with us. Most of the time, we know that most each other, opposite sex, want to sleep with each other for the most part. That's what it is. That's just what it is. I mean, that's the first thing when you see something. I mean, he not looking at them curves and all that stuff you just showed just to say you're cute. I don't think it worked like that. But attractions don't go away because you put somebody in the friend zone. That just don't work like it. That don't work like that. That's unhumanly possible. But yeah, that's.
Oh, I know.
I know. But yeah, I think. But I don't know. Yeah, Charlotte made me laugh on that one. Talking about some duh. She pulled your card. That's all you did. I'm talking about no duh. She pulled your card. You act like you ain't like that guy at first.
No,
You literally said that.
I wouldn't be in nobody's, like, if someone that I don't like is definitely not going to have my time and attention. I'm not that lonely. I don't need a companion that bad just to be in a man's face. Trust. It's just, I don't even understand that. Like, I'll get a dog if I need that companionship.
Gotcha, Charlotte. We're gonna rock with that. I love it. Well, Simone, I keep saying, go ahead, Simone.
Hey everyone.
What's up?
Not much. I was listening to the conversation and everything. And by the way, she really is pretty. But what I was gonna say is I think just hearing from what she said, it sounded like you didn't ask the right questions. And I think you can just assume I was always taught if you don't ask the right questions, you can't just assume just because y'all texting or whatever you guys did. If you didn't ask him straight up what you guys are, you shouldn't just assume. When a man is interested in you and really interested in you, he going to put a title on things. Now, for y'all to be dealing with each other for 5 years and never been intimate with each other, yet having those expectations, that's a little odd. You know what I mean? So if you liked him, could it be that maybe he just wasn't interested enough in you besides your looks to give you that time? You know what I mean? Like, but overall, to avoid being in these situations, I think you have to communicate your expectations, ask those hard questions. And if you was giving him money and all of that, you was out of your lane anyway. You had already placed yourself in a certain position with him anyway. So, but to go on and to keep going on without having things defined sets you up for failure. But it doesn't seem like this guy was all like how everyone was saying, just a great guy and all of that. No. Men who's interested in really looking for something serious don't waste time. No, this man feelings wasn't hurt. He was doing the basics just to see if he was gonna get some, and he was being honest with you up front, But to have that expectations, he could at least test. That's not your friend. That's a male. Women and men are two different things. You can't turn them into your female friends. And you can't turn a man to care about you when he already put you in a certain position in his life and you allowed that and you did that to yourself. You don't want to move like that. And you don't want to waste your time and your looks and all of that on certain men. I think you got to find out what you actually want so you can know how to move a little bit better, if that makes sense.
That clarity.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's why I'm saying, like, it's like it's like a vicious cycle for people who are like physically attractive. Men are only some men, I'm not saying all men that I have dated. A lot of men come up to you because they're physically attracted to you and they're trying to get something from you. And it's hard to decipher between, a man that I'm like, okay, he knew me since 2012. Of course, if he would throw this in my face, he would be like, "Oh, if it was about sex, I would have been not talk to you because I still haven't had it." Right? He would say stuff like that, but then again, I don't know, act the way that he did.
But
So
all men, and it's nothing wrong with them wanting something from you. The problem is when that's all they want from you. But all men want something. Everybody wants something from somebody. You just got to know how to play your position. You overplayed yourself. If you was going over there doing all of that stuff and giving this man money, and you didn't demand to know what you guys saw, that's your part to find out. You got to protect you. And that's just the way it worked. You didn't do your part correctly. And I'm not trying to be mean, but I'm not an ugly woman. I get approached by men all the time, but you have to, men know what they doing when they approaching certain women. And one of the things that I will say, you didn't ask, I don't think you communicated the right, you didn't ask the right questions, and you didn't set your expectations up from the beginning. Because if you had did that, you wouldn't have been doing this for 5 years. It's something missing from that. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, you didn't handle your
I
business.
agree.
yeah,
I agree
true.
with that, but I
There's nothing
also
wrong
think
with that
that
because we
too.
all been there. So it's nothing wrong with that. Let's do
And I
better.
think that that's where it comes in with that wise counsel, having mentors, not having fathers, just women. We like when you don't know, you can't do what you don't know, right? So obviously, it's some things that she needed help with that she don't know. I've been there. Plenty of women been there, and it's like, okay, now that self accountability is a thing, but just like Simone said, we miss a lot of these red flags because we don't even really know what they are. Then we don't see ourselves in it. So it's a lot of work. Babies, it's a lot of work that needs to be done, because beauty only gonna go so far. But you do want a man that honors you, you want a man that checks on you, you want those things, and there's nothing wrong with that. We all should have that, and men should have that, vice versa. But you do not want to waste all that time, going these red flags is going over your head. And like what it seems is like you liked him. 5 years you like somebody. You liked them. But even if you can't even really be upfront and say, hey, I actually like this man, you definitely got to go to self and figure out like, hey, what's going on, and correct some stuff and go forward. And like she said, ask the right questions. That vetting is necessary. We ain't cooking for no man that ain't our man. We ain't doing that.
Well, and the truth is, the man didn't do anything.
What the?
The man didn't do anything wrong, if you ask me. She just didn't handle her business correctly. It's nothing wrong with cooking for a man, doing all those things, because how he gonna choose you if you don't show yourself? Just it's the same way for them. How we gonna choose them
No,
if they don't show themselves?
I
But
don't agree with that one. I'm
that's
sorry.
just my opinion. I understand,
Yeah.
but that's just my
Because for
opinion. That
women, we
she didn't handle her
internalize
business.
things totally different. Like we get ahead of ourselves. God say be a helper to your husband, not to your boyfriend. I think when we say show certain things, it should be like character. Like you showing good character doesn't mean you got to get in the kitchen and cook dinners for this man. Like that's not your husband. You don't owe him anything. He does not owe you anything. Not to that degree. He's not your husband. Just like you was expecting him to text you on that day and they were saying, hey, that's not your man. Don't hop in that kitchen because that's not your man.
But I feel
Because
like it's the least that
once
you
you
could
do that,
do.
you're going to be looking for something to reciprocate. You're going to be like you said, hey, I go over there and I cook for him. But yet, when I was in the hospital, he didn't check on me. We do wifely things with boyfriends and then we don't get the outcomes we want. So I would not recommend that. I would not recommend that because you're setting yourself up for some, like getting to know a man. Like money don't need to really be involved. You need to get to know this man and who he is, his character, who he is behind. That don't mean go in and be. Look, I'm just saying, I don't know, different stuff, different folks, but I wouldn't do it.
But
Because,
y'all,
like
this
you
is the
said, she
thing.
did
That's
it,
if
and you
y'all.
respect her.
Okay, but y'all women, I don't know if you are, but like someone who's not sexually active, that's the least that you could do. I cook any day over having sex with a man, like
Well,
making him sandwich.
why aren't you intimate with men? If you don't mind me asking, I always was curious about women who already been intimate before waiting. Why aren't you?
Because they don't call and check up on you after. Yeah,
You say all they gotta do is call and check up, and them buns is open, buns and stuff.
Like I said, I just think you just, and I think you like a lot of women, including myself at one point in time, just not learning how to. I think first we got to learn how to be the right woman. And once we learn how to be a certain type of woman, we'll know how to handle certain situations. Like I said, you got to handle your business too. And I don't know, sweetie. I don't
Tell
know.
you what cooking and cleaning get you. You want to know what cooking and cleaning get you? A baby. When you start doing stuff like that, going up, laying up, you should not be laying with no man that's not your husband. Plain blank, period. You should not be going like literally. The man don't owe you nothing. That is, if you're not his wife, he does not owe you nothing. Nothing. Vice versa. Women get it wrong when you start going to play house. Stop playing house with men that are not your husband. Stop doing that. That's what, believe me, I have two children. Because I went over there and I was cooking. I was trying to show this man, oh, I'm the best. And you know what happened? I was not his wife. And I'm not married. Now I'm a single mother. Do not do that to yourself. You can take cooking class. Even if you can't cook, you can take cooking classes. Those are things you do with your husband. Please don't let nobody sell you no dream. Yes, cooking and eating, going out,
Well,
you
but
don't
like,
cook for them. You don't clean. You don't do favors. You don't check on them when you're in the hospital. You don't sleep with them. What do people do these days?
right. I'm
That
talking
hospital got her
you're
about.
bad.
supposed to be
I
giving
I
love
don't have
somebody.
no children. I don't have any children and everything. And I've never been. I had 3 times I could have been married. It just was something else. But when I cooked and cleaned, when I cooked and different things like that, I didn't end up with any children or anything like that. I have real dates. They offered up when I get in situations they want to save the day. You don't always let men come save the day when you know that it's not going to end with their expectations. However, personally, that's not my experience. Again, I think you have to know how to handle yourself, and that's something that we all have to learn because I wasn't like that in the beginning. I wasn't taught, but I didn't end up in that situation. Just like we expect them to pay for the dates and different things like that, flowers, candy. I expect gifts sometimes and different things like that. They showing me what life can be like with them. You kind of got to give a little bit, and it goes beyond cooking. You don't have to cook every day, but some date nights, hey, we can spend it in. That's when you're getting close with someone, but it doesn't always have to end with you being in the bedroom or anything like that.
Right.
I think you just have to learn how to handle yourself, communicate correctly, ask the right questions, and know who you're dealing with, because you got to do something. You got to show something, some type of good faith, even just complimenting them. Men get happy when you just compliment them because they don't get that. I found out they don't even
Yeah, I
get
thought I was just
that.
talking about that.
Well, I'm
You
assuming.
know,
Before
but
you
you
go,
know,
Charlotte, you about to ask some more questions real quick. I'm gonna
I
let
have to
Ty go
ask
real
her a
quick.
question. So, Marlon, is she in a relationship?
you we'll figure that out. Go ahead, Ty.
Okay, thank you so much, Kev, for having me in, brother.
For sure.
Appreciate it. Guess who's here, ladies and gentlemen? Tyson here. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I will just say, right, with all due respect, right, I emphatically disagree with what a couple of things that I heard earlier. Okay, you probably know what I'm about to say, Kev, but yeah, that when it comes to that, when it comes to this regular nature of human beings, I feel like that should be in you and not on you. Okay?
Mm.
There are some individuals out there that want to make it seem like, yeah, I'm a great person, I'm a this, I'm that, just because you're good looking. or I'm this and this just because of something that's base level. I personally say, I'll just say me because it's anecdotal. If a woman is not willing to do a couple of these other things, then how would you look at her and say, hey, this person is a liable source, or this person is a person that I will would consider? Okay, you cannot just come up here and just be pretty or just have some assets and stuff like that, while the men on the opposite end have to show you that his morality is good, that he's this, that he's emotionally intelligent, all of these things. The men have to show you these things, right? Especially he has to show you that he's financially stable. All of these things that also that can also be related to husbandly duties. So when I hear these things from these women, bro, it as I'm saying, it drives me insane because
Wow.
I just noticed. As I said, like what I noticed. I know everybody's different. Everybody's not a monolith or whatever, a monolithic, but some people are just wanting to be lazy. Straight up, bro. There are some people, not all. There are some people out there that just want to be lazy. They want to show up to They want to show up and be like, "Hey, this is me. Take me for what I am," without proving a damn thing. They only care about the monetary gains, the money, what you can take, where you could take them, what kind of restaurant you could take them to, so they could take a picture of the damn food and that's it, or be on their phone the whole entire time. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, you have to show that you are somebody. This day and age now, especially men out there, we're going to continue to push. Be better men. The only reason why these women are treating you like this is because they see you as weaker. They see you as less than. They're going to treat you like, of course, people like Charlotte's going to be able to do whatever she wants to these men because they're going to allow it because she's pretty. But when it comes to men that know better and men that actually normally run into pretty women, they're going to require more, and they should require more. That's it.
So what do
Okay.
women need to show
After
men?
you go, then I'm gonna get Edwin. I forgot
We gotta
about. I
get
ain't get a
Warlock in
warlock
here.
in yet. Huh?
Yeah.
What you say? What you say, Mary?
Just saying we gotta get Warlock in. And
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get because I forgot he
oh
been on here
yeah.
for a minute.
I'm pulling
I'm
the
gonna get
brilliant and got
warlock.
my mic down. There you go. And tap,
Huh?
tap, tap that screen. I said I'm
Oh yeah.
pulling the brilliant and then got my mic on my mouth. Tap, tap, tap the screen.
Share all that. Share hashtag FYP. If y'all know how to
Hey,
share, hold y'all finger. I haven't did a mind break in a minute. Dang.
hey, hey, Kev.
Go ahead.
Kev. Brilliant look like he being oppressed.
You oppressed over there, bro? What you over there
Like he
cooking and
being
stuff, man?
oppressed.
Oh man, you ain't playing your role right now. It's like that. Talking junk. But yeah, hold y'all finger on the box. That's a no diddy. Hold y'all finger where my boss is at, man. For 2 seconds, you're gonna see a list of friends pop up. Go ahead and share to everybody. Share everybody that pop up. And then if y'all haven't joined the team, how I know y'all joined the team, y'all have a little heart near y'all name. So I see a few of y'all don't have the hearts on near y'all name. So look near my name, you're gonna see a little heart up there. It's 1 penny. 1 penny, and you can join the team and help put me on the popular lives. And I think I said everything. And if y'all, for the people that know me and don't know me, y'all can try to add my YouTube. I want to go to the YouTube soon, hopefully by this year. It's on my page. Click my page and go to follow my YouTube. But and then the goal, man, I don't know why I should have been at 10K a while ago. So the goal gonna be 15K for now. Should be 20K. It's 32 of y'all in here. Yeah, 20K is the goal. So just keep tapping people in the box. Y'all can tap people outside the box. Y'all can tap. So I'm gonna let. I guess I know Charlotte's want to say something, bad. So I'm gonna let Charlotte go. Then Warlock. Then Edwin.
So I was just confused. What, like, with all that being said, what Ty said, what exactly women need to do to bring something to the table, quote unquote? They say it's the same thing, vice versa. Men have to show that they are financially stable, they're financially sane, you know what I'm saying? You gotta show. They both have to show it on both ends. So I don't see why men complain about showing their hand so much if women have to do the same.
No, Ty and Edwin got me crying though. What the? Sorry, go ahead. Go
That's
ahead.
what I'm saying.
Hold on, I gotta let Warlock answer this though, man. Go ahead, Warlock.
Boy.
They spammed the. trying to laugh. They got me done.
Hey, Kev, I got a couple questions for you. How long you been on this live? How long has this live been running?
2 hours.
Okay, so I've been here for about 45 minutes or so. I don't know what was talked about before I got here. But have you even started on your topic yet?
No. In the way we talking about it, but no, we haven't started.
All right, when you start to talk about it, let me know, because I'm not even gonna indulge in this shit. Because a whole lot of shit
All
is
right,
being
for
said.
sure, man. We about
A
to.
whole
I'll
lot of
make sure
shit is
you to be
being
the first one to
said.
start the topic off. Then.
No, here's the reason why, my guy. A whole lot of shit that's being said. If motherfuckers ain't got it by now, they ain't gonna fucking get it. A lot of these things we talk about still here on TikTok, it's been said 50 million damn times in 50 million damn different ways, and motherfuckers always want to do what I call that add-on shit to get that point to the where as though they get the response that they fucking want. And I've been listening for like the past 40 minutes or so, and ain't shit moved nowhere from where it was when I first walked up in this bitch. You know, so to me, I've been sitting up here last 40 minutes wasting my fucking time for shit. And Kev, you know the spills that you've been giving. You've given them motherfuckers I don't know how many damn times. You know, so like I said, I'm gonna mute the fuck up. When you start the topics, let me know.
Well,
Got you, my brother.
that's why he said you could start it off. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you were listening to the conversation,
Michelle, I
I'm
do
so
believe
sorry.
it was Mr. Edwin turn next.
If,
And I'm gonna ask a real big favor that you do not engage with me.
All right, hello everyone. I hope you guys had a great holiday if that's what y'all celebrate. So I come in and hear what the ladies are saying, and I heard what Ty is saying. There's a lot of people who have rules because they were ignorant to what they needed from a man or a woman. These rules make no sense when you have certain things going on, or you are what you are. We can't create rules to. I mean, we can do what we want. Well, will they work out for us? Not likely. You might get somebody who will follow your lead, but what woman wants a man to follow her lead? So we're saying we want to wait to do certain things. That comes from being hurt, from being ignorant. Ignorant is the lack of knowing. You didn't know the type of man that you wanted to attract to your life, so you went out here trying to figure it out. Like we all have done. I've done it too. And I've been a man that said, oh yeah, I'm not taking no girls on no dates no more to no restaurant. Out of anger and hurt because I didn't know that I needed a woman of substance, because I didn't know what substance was. So I can recognize a woman of substance through conversation before we even get to the date. But when you don't, right, you don't know what a man of substance is or a woman, you have to come up with rules to protect yourself. So anyone who has rules that doesn't make realistic sense to you, it might make sense, but to the consumer, does it make sense? So we're having people talk about, I don't want to cook. Slim, calling you out. You say you don't want to cook and you want to wait to marriage, but you have done these things before and you have what you have. So you think because you cook, you have what you have? That is not the case. You have done something for someone who wasn't the right match for you. But do you even know what your right match is? Do we know what our right match is? Do we know what we require from people outside of how they make us feel? That's what people should learn how to figure out. What does this person do in society that makes me attracted to this particular person? How do you learn these things? Stop dating strangers. Make people friend. All you guys have friends, right? Men and women, you guys have friends, and you guys know them up, down, inside out. Why wouldn't you want to know your partner like that? I'm so confused on why people don't want to know their lover like that. Why don't you want to make a friend with your lover first and see if he makes sense to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend, and see if she makes sense to be your wife or your husband? Why do you not want to put the patience in to see if these things make sense for you? It's like we want to skip steps and then make these silly rules, not your rule, Slim, Not your rule, but in general, we make silly ass delusional rules about what someone has to do from us because we hurt. But like Ty said, if they meet the right man, all those rules go out the damn window. That's why I don't listen to a lot of the things that women say because it can change. Not to be disrespectful, but that thing can change when they meet the right person. Just like when I met the right person at a time, my ideals changed. But now I understand what I want from a human being. I want friends who are respectful, kind, and gracious to human beings. I want people who are respectful no matter what. If I come up here and I cuss Ty out and Ty say, you know what? I'm just gonna lead a panel. I find that to be respectful, even though I was disrespectful to him. He respectfully removed himself from the panel instead of indulging in my stupidity. You can always be respectful no matter what. So that's what I look for in people. No matter what's going on, it's not about being a punk. If somebody punches you in the face, I don't say walk away. You got to defend yourself. But if somebody's cursing you out, say, you know what, this is not working for me. This conversation does not make sense for me. And I'm just going to slide out and let you have it. I done been on panels when I had to do that. People talking, being crazy, aggressive. I say, all right, y'all have a good day. And I leave. That's being respectful no matter what. So if you can't recognize quality of character, then you need to go do some more work because you're not properly healed. You need to do you're probably healed, but you have to get the leg or the arm back to full strength. The way you get the leg and the arm back to full strength is by doing work in the gym to get to understanding how this can be the best strength on my body. By working on me and being open and knowing what does not work for me and what does work. But we come up with these rules to avoid things because we're still scared. And that's just going to be a problem for us until we learn how to get ourselves together.
I totally agree. I wholeheartedly believe that's exactly what I do. I wholeheartedly agree. So some women are deserving of things without asking, right? And some men are deserving of things without asking. Men should never have to ask for sex, right? Or smex. And women should never have to ask for help if there's a man in the vicinity and he knows he's able to do so. So the stuff where it start getting limiting is like people getting big headed, like, oh, why does she deserve this or why he deserved that? I think they should give what they're willing to give, whether that is time, an act of service. He doesn't have to be my man to do these things or quality time. Yeah, he doesn't have to be my man for these things. And that's why I think the conversation of entitlement and privilege and all that stuff really doesn't matter, because if you actually have the means to do it and it's not overextending yourself, you should do it. And some people just get the short end of the stick, and it's not because of a privilege. Because if I was privileged, I would definitely not be single, just like a lot of these people, a lot of women are. So I don't know.
But
Under that,
go ahead, it's open panel anyway. You can go ahead.
all right.
It's open
So
panel.
to respond to the men wanting just or wanting smacks, if men understood women, especially in a 50-50 relationship, women don't get they drain different from us. They're mentally drained. So if it's a woman working all day and take care of the kids and chances are she gonna be mentally drained and she ain't gonna want to have sex. So it's about understanding your consumer. If you want your woman to be as feminine as possible, it's your best bet is to take the mental stress off of her by any way you can. Not saying do anything she wants. You figure out ways to take the mental stress so she can be. She needs to feel like she's in the damn candy land or something. You know, they go in a little, I don't know, la la land or whatever. You need to make her feel that way. You got to figure out ways to do that. Same with a man. A man can be mentally and physically drained. So it's something that a woman can do for us that gets us excited. Like when we're mentally drained or physically drained, we love for a woman to ask us a question like, what do you need from me, babe? That's a turn on. Things like that is a turn on. So I think if we understood the consumer more and stop worrying about ourselves, we'll be better off with people. But we're so selfish and worried about what we need
Mm-hmm.
and not understanding what our consumer needs or what our partner needs.
Right.
That's our problem right now.
Yeah, I agree. That's what I was saying.
Okay. We're gonna rock with that. Oh, go ahead, Slim.
I do want to add a little bit to what Elton said in regards to the cooking. So no, it's not me having a protective anything. It's me following what God said. So, and it's not even just about cooking. I'm saying I know how women are and how we think and how we move. I'm a woman. So women, we get ahead of ourselves. That's just me being realistic. Being realistic. So once women start doing certain things and we have not vetted the man correctly, looking for certain things like great character, we get lost in it. And that 1 year become just like what she was saying as far as Charlotte, you can't really decipher. So I'm saying don't be so quick. Get to know this person first. You don't have to spend money. You don't have to literally get to know who this person is as a friend. Vetting and courting. Don't go right and get to start doing all these things and you have no clue who you're doing this stuff for, because women, when you start doing stuff like that, your feelings are going to get involved because you're putting in X amount of work. Because so I'm just saying, like,
What are
not
you
saying
talking about? That's
don't.
what I would do for a friend. Like if we had Friendsgiving, I would go to my friend's house and we'll all barbecue. We'll put something on the grill. We would commune. Like this
To
is
me,
this is what I
and
would
maybe
do.
okay,
So what are
you
y'all
might be
talking
talking about a
about?
more like
No.
It's okay.
you might be talking
So
about more
just
in a
like what
broader
she
aspect.
said
I'm
Wait, real
talking
quick
about
before you go, let
Yeah,
Slim finish because she did cut off Slim. Go ahead, Slim.
you might be talking about in a more of a broader aspect. I'm talking about when you cook for me. If I'm cooking for my man, that's intimate. If I'm cooking for you, that's intimate to me. It's intimacy on a different level. I'm showing you, hey, babe, like you cook with love, a sense of love, right? I'm not just cooking for anybody. So I'm not saying like, okay, to each his own. So let me just start there. To each his own, however y'all want to rock with that. But for me personally, if I'm cooking a meal for my that's intimate to me. Because I'm basically I'm making you feel good. I'm taking care of you. That's a form of intimacy to me. So I'm just
Okay.
saying certain women
So
sometimes
we want to
we
ask
get
you.
scared about.
So
We
Kev.
want to ask you, what are the men doing towards you before you get to that point? Aren't they showcasing some type of behaviors or love or something that makes them helps you understand that they want you to be their wife? Don't they have to showcase some type of interest? And if you're not doing anything, okay? So if we're romantically attracted to one another, what do you showcase in that time of it beginning to know one another? If we got to know one another, let's say we got to know each other, we start dating. What are we doing? When we
Yeah.
start dating, what are we doing?
Hold on, I got these kids. Let me calm these kids down.
Yeah, it's more of a this, yeah, a man showing you until your wall breaks down, until you take down those walls and
Bullshit.
give him the
You
stuff.
know what?
Listen, wait,
Like
Kev,
Warlock said, this
I'm speaking,
conversation
Kev.
is not gonna go nowhere.
Kev.
I
Look,
agree with Warlock.
I'm actually speaking to Kev, not you. But Kev, like I said, breadcrumbing, men have been through it before, right? And the reason why she's upset about it because she knows this is true. She lives in it. Okay, people are breadcrumbing. When you are breadcrumbing somebody, like, hey, give me all of this, then I'll give you a piece. Give me all of this, then I'll give you another piece and another piece and another piece. They're constantly giving you more of them, and they show all of themselves while you're giving a fraction of yourself. And of course, that man is going to feel terrible. Of course, he's going to feel neglected. We said that earlier, but people don't care about how men feels. And what Slim said earlier, when she mentioned food, maybe that's true for her. I'm not going to say it's not. But I would say is, right? Ladies and gentlemen, y'all making it seem like most American women are cooking for men. No, most American women are not cooking for men. So saying that cooking is intimate and blah blah blah, you're making it seem like a multitude of women are cooking and they are doing it to men and they're being harmed by men to some sort of capacity, and they're like, well, we're not going to cook because of the simple fact that men don't take this seriously. They don't see it as intimate. That is BS to me. There are some people that are just lazy that don't want to do it. That some people that don't want to fit in gender roles or show, because some people don't have to. I don't really, yeah. But some people don't want to show their appreciation. And if you're not showing your appreciation, ladies and men, how do you expect to receive anything back when you're only giving them a fraction while they're giving them all of you? And I'm going to end up on this. That's why I said that earlier, Kev, that when it comes to certain people, you're only a jewel or a special or a diamond to those people that you see less of. Because if you did see them as your equal or special or caring to you, you would see them equally as you would equally appreciate them as you would do yourself. So that's BS. Thank you, buddy.
Okay. So I'm gonna start the topics off in a sec, but I'm gonna say this, and I swear to God, I don't see. If there was one point in time where as though men were respected, there was a point in time where women automatically got a man's protection. I think we can all agree that that time is fucking past. The men and women of yesteryear are not the motherfuckers that we have around today. Ladies, y'all have fought so hard to be equal to us. In whatever way you want to choose to say it. So now that more or less we're treating you as such, it's a fucking problem. You want to say things, and men, you want to say things against women. And a lot of y'all, I'm going to tell it to you like this. I got to say this shit because it's really fucking my nerves up. To me, this is my personal opinion. Nobody fucking else's. A lot of guys are acting like little bitches nowadays. Because of the simple fact you want to have the last word. No shade to you ladies. You want to have the last word like women. You want to go tit for tat like women, and all of that shit. And when we ask ladies, what do you want from? Well, they need to be more emotionally available. They need to learn how to show their emotions and this, that, and the other. And when we talk to y'all, when we really break it down to y'all motherfuckers wouldn't even date the motherfuckers that you saying that we should be. This is where the fucking problem is.
That's a fact.
So all of that other bullshit about this motherfucker didn't do this bitch didn't do that, blah, 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 blah. Most of y'all motherfuckers don't even know who you are to actually want somebody else. So you need to get your fucking mind right. We so busy pointing that fucking index finger at every fucking body else, but not even looking at ourselves as the fucking problem. And most of the motherfuckers went through 4 or 5 different relationships. You can't say that motherfucker or that motherfucking woman is the fucking problem when you keep having the same fucking results. Y'all motherfuckers need to start looking at your goddamn selves. Period.
I'm down. What like
I
that?
wanna know.
Look, man, you know I usually get hyped
My
and I'm
boy got
having
about
fun
15
and all
cuss
of that
words
shit.
in
But
one, boy.
my dude, no, I'm just so fucking
I hear you,
tired
I hear you, though.
of
I
hearing
can
the
do-
same shit all the time and men blaming women and women blaming men and all that shit when most of these motherfuckers don't even know themselves. You got motherfuckers on this app talking about, I'm a leader, or I'm a queen, I'm a king, and most of them motherfuckers are not. These are monikers that you don't give yourself. You're giving the motherfuckers by your fucking inner circle and the motherfuckers that look at you as such, but you want to give yourself these fucking monikers and don't even live like motherfucking one. That's the fucking problem. You want to be treated like something. You want to be treated like a queen, but you want to act like a hoe. You want to be treated like a king, but you nothing but a motherfucking dick-slinging, probably disease-slinging motherfucker that got kids that you don't even want to fucking take care of. This is the fucking problem. Yo, I'm a cool dude. I am. But I'm tired of hearing motherfuckers go out here and say this shit to each other and motherfuckers can't even hold their own fucking piss. I may have pissed off a whole lot of people. I may even get some DMs today, but I don't give a shit. Kev, you know I'm all about the kids, my dude. You know, and this shit that we're spewing to each other as quote unquote adults, are giving them a fucking bad taste in their fucking mouth. You're ruining their fucking minds to relationships and marriage and things of that nature before they even get a chance to live it because y'all motherfuckers went out there and made some fucked up choices. Now you want to blame the other fucking gender. And you spewing that shit here. These kids are here watching us. A lot of us don't even put 18 or over the restriction on our fucking lives. So they're here watching. And you expect them to listen to us when we're doing the same stupid shit they doing and saying the same stupid shit that they're saying or saying some stupid shit that they don't even know what the fuck it is? And I deal with the little boys. I see and I hear them motherfuckers coming to me. Coach, what the fuck are we doing wrong, coach? We doing what you saying, man. We treat them with respect, but they don't even know how to accept this shit. Ladies, you want your girls to wind up being better women than you? Fucking find some ladies that can represent and show them how to be young women. Instead of those. We say we care about the kids, but all we do is care about our fucking self.
That's facts. I say that all the time.
I have no fight in this game, people. I really don't. I'm not looking to be with anybody. I have a 24-year-old daughter. I got kids that I mentor that's in sophomores in high school right now. I got 8 and 9-year-old kids that I mentor. I watch these little girls out here on the field playing soccer and lacrosse. These are the ones that I'm fucking concerned about. And y'all fucking it up. Y'all fucking it up for them. I say this a lot, Kev. If I could reach all of them myself and not need the help of these other adults, I would not give a fuck about y'all adults. I wouldn't. But I know that I need y'all help. And look, you know, Kev, I don't beg and plead often. But please, for the sake of them, get your shit straight and tell them the entire truth. If you're out there and you got your bag, you not telling them that when you're going home, you got to change your pillow every 3 months because that motherfucker waterlogged because of the tears and you being lonely. When you get old, nobody's going to give a fuck how many bags you got, how many clubs you went in, how many motherfucking bottles you pop. You're not going to give a fuck about that. You're going to turn around and see a fucking empty room. Nobody's going to give a shit. So please, people, for the sake of the fucking kids that's coming up, get your shit right. If you're going to tell them the story, tell them the entire fucking story. Don't just tell them to give them the highlights. We had that problem with the drug game. Motherfuckers putting out shit, always glorifying it, but never telling the motherfucker what the end result can be. This is the same fucking epidemic, pandemic, whatever fucking demic you want to call it. All I'm asking is for some fucking sincere and honest help with these fucking kids. That's all the fuck I'm asking for. Is that too much for y'all not to be that fucking selfish? I understand this is the information age. Motherfucker, there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to go on that motherfucker and pull up something, and Google should not be your main source of fucking information. Go to a damn library, get a first edition of a book, and look online and see how the fuck they done changed it to fit the narratives. And if buts, that motherfucker can change the meaning of a whole passage. But you don't know that because y'all motherfuckers too busy on the phone and on the computer, taking Google's word for it, taking motherfucking the first thing that you see word for it when it means something totally fucking different. And you spew that shit to the kids. Every fucking day that I go up to that field, the coaches, even though they're from separate organizations, they give me 15 minutes to talk to the fucking kids. Girls or boys, it don't matter. They give me 15 minutes to talk to them, to listen to them, to talk to them, to find out what's going on in their world. Do you care about anybody other than your fucking kids? Because your fucking kids can be fucked up by the kids that you don't talk to. Because they spend more time with them than they do with you. Kev, I'm done, man. I done gave myself a headache. I need to pop in and leave. I'm not lying, man.
This is what's happening when y'all store up Warlock, man. Y'all don't want him to be quiet that long. He make sure you pay for them 45 minutes you. he made.
The last thing that I'm gonna ask, and I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna be quiet. The last thing that I'm gonna ask y'all is a 2-part question. I know y'all may not like the way that I delivered it, and I really don't give a shit. Listen to the fucking message. Tell me, was I not true? Or tell me where I lied. And I'm going to end on that one.
Hey, all we had to get is Charlex to say that. Now, if she said it, we'll know everybody else agree.
First of all, he said nothing but facts.
There's no such thing as bad kids, just bad parents. And that's a fact.
Yeah,
Interesting.
He said nothing but facts. I could only sit here with my mouth wide open, like, oh my gosh, he is speaking the truth.
That's what
And
she
I
said.
think the main thing is people do need to focus on things that is beyond them, like their generation, their kids, the things that could grow. We're getting only older. So we're supposed to be passing down wisdom, not passing down hate towards the opposite sex. So I just like as a woman that actually has like some stuff together, the only limitation I have is my mouth and my man. Like I'm single and my mouth is lethal sometimes. So, yeah, I definitely think as we get older, we should definitely be passing positivity and more so hate, not the versus thing. I don't think every man is just bad or every woman is just bad. I think everybody goes through their fair share of situations. I just think that people have to focus on what matters in their life. And I'm trying my best to do that by being on these panels like this. Because, yeah, this is like, but it's not even helping. It's not even, sometimes I go on people's panels and it's not productive at all. It's like, oh, she thinks she's this, she thinks she's that. Let's tear her down. So it just depends on where it goes in the conversation. If people are able to be accountable for their actions that they take in this lifetime, I think I did a pretty good job. I could give myself a pat on the back for all the things
Of
that I
course.
overcome, but it's not like me being entitled at
All right,
all.
Slim.
I believe us as men, we set the standard. We set the standard to where it is now. Although, whatever was placed in front of us in the past, we carried it on. We have separated ourselves with our music. Women have followed us. Women naturally follow men. So if men start coming together and being more of a positive influence, that will influence women, and women will influence children. It starts with men. So once we understand that and stop trying to get people to fall in line with us who doesn't belong in a line with us and waste our breath with them people, once we bring more people in, more cool people, whoever perceives as cool, more people will follow. But we have to stop trying to convince, as men, we have to stop trying to convince people who don't want to see us a certain way to see us. We need to keep going and keep gathering up people around us and then moving forward. And then these people who don't see it, they'll start seeing it now when there's more people involved with you. Everybody loves somebody that's doing something. So if you got your stuff together to where you can influence people, people will follow. We just need to get more right, good influence with people in front of everything. But I understand that the YT people always push the negative aspect of us and on front line, make us look crazy, like these silly ass shows, these whatever these shows are called that they be fighting on and all that, these are going to be pushed forward to say, see, that's how black people are. That's how they get. You see, that's what they do. That's what they do. They yell, they fight. You don't ever see people who do positive things in the world that come from our community pushed in front of the light. It's always in the back light. So lives like mine, they're not going to get showcased. They're going to showcase people who's fighting. This live like here, how we have right, this ain't going to get showcased. We only got 35. Let us be here calling each other out our names and da 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 da. It's gonna be 150 people in here. So you just
Thanks.
gotta sometimes you just gotta stick with the process because the process is gonna pay out at the end. And it
Yep.
has to start with the men. It gotta start with us to be the good example. And then the women who are attracted to us, not the ones we're chasing, the women who align with our perspective and our ideals will come to us and they will be a positive influence to the youth, to the pretty women, to every woman, because women bring in everybody. But a good man can bring that woman in that brings in everybody. So it really be you
Okay.
at spearheading the whole thing.
Okay. I'm glad that I actually get to hear from this guy because I swear the last time I had when I first started seeing him, that was like last year or something like that. All his lives was glitching on my end. I could never get a full. I see he be preaching though.
My lines?
Yeah, every
Oh
time I was
yeah.
trying to see, because I seen like some of my peoples I be seeing going in your live and stuff. I just never had the chance to kind of
I
really
used
check
to
you
see
out.
Used to be driving around on live.
Oh,
Yeah, but now I got to stay on Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is important. And I used to be in, oh
okay.
yeah, because I used to be in the mountains. I'm like, I'm going through the mountains because I was working somewhere. I'm going through these mountains. I might cut out. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Uh, it's still open panel unless y'all ready to get to the topic. Y'all got all quiet on me, so we might be. Is we done? We might be can go to
Look,
the topic
I
now.
think one thing that bothered me earlier when she was telling her story is she claimed that all these men are shallow. She said all you men are shallow, including me, right? And I think by saying that and in the same tone, saying that you hung out with a dude for 5 years, didn't get intimate with him, and then got pissy because he didn't help you in your time of need, I think is shallow. So I don't know. Maybe I should be throwing shots, but that's I thought that was just weird that like you're calling dude shallow, but like 5 fucking years is a long time. It's a long
Maybe
time.
because
No, you just brought that back up, bro.
I'm sorry,
We
man.
just
I've
had
been
to.
waiting. Look, I'm patient. I don't like cutting people off, and
No, that
I
just
try.
was burning you whole time. That's crazy. You brought. We over here talking about some good stuff. You like, you know what?
Well,
I want to talk about you calling me shadow.
So we're gonna drop it.
Hey, we about to get to that 150.
no, love
My boy
people.
really was not about to let that go. We supposed to be on the topic now, sis. We try to get on the entitlement though. That boy, he was
I think it's a good
entitled to that feelings,
segue. I
man.
think it's a good
Can I
segue
ask a
to the
question?
first part of
If
the prompt.
if a man didn't have any standards for you or a relationship, would you value him?
Mm.
And that's for any lady. If a man was in a city, that's the craziest shit I ever heard. A man sat around with a woman he was attracted to physically and emotionally for 5 years, and he didn't have any standards to what that relationship was going to turn to.
See, and that's the
But Edwin
crazy
have
thing
no
is
idea at all. Edwin have no idea what he wants. Been here for
He's sick.
5 years. Don't have no
He,
idea what he wants. If he
he
doesn't want a
deserved,
relationship,
and guess what? She
like oh,
deserved. He deserved her cutting him off when he couldn't make it to the hospital. He should have got cut off. That wasn't a man for her anyway. Why would a man sit around a woman for 5 years and have no standards, of no sense of direction where that relationship is going to turn into?
and
That's
that's the
called a
crazy
simp
thing.
man.
See,
You,
I
you
think
know what the
Edwin
dumbest
gets what
thing
I'm
I ever
saying.
heard here on TikTok? I'm gonna tell y'all the dumbest thing I ever heard. And I don't I'm not challenging anybody to beat this shit, but this is the dumbest thing I ever heard. There was a lady that went out with a guy, told him that she didn't want to sleep with him. She didn't want to sleep with him on the first date. They went back to his crib. She said that she wound up staying over there, sleeping in the bed with him, and this, that, and the other, and he didn't try anything. And she cut his ass off. And when asked why, because he didn't do nothing.
Because he used to
Hey,
man.
before y'all go, real quick, I want to see something too. Cause is people in who else in the comments do y'all think is the live glitching? Because otherwise, I was about to say if everybody say no, I was just about to say sis, I was in your live earlier and your stuff was like glitching like crazy, so it might be on your end. Oh, not for you. Yeah, so it's on your end, sis. Yeah, because your stuff was glitching early when I was on your live and I was sending stuff. Yeah, I think it was because we can hear you, but your video was just glitching like crazy though. So it might be on your end, sis. But go ahead. Who
So,
was that talking? Edwin.
I said it to Warlock real quick. Warlock,
so
can I
we're
say it
saying
to
that
you real quick?
my question goes to the first thing that's in yellow. What is the difference
Follow what you
between?
said real quick, Warlock.
Oh, go ahead, Evan.
This is important for women too. The reason why she dumped him because she thought he didn't like her because she's so used to sleeping with men on the first night. So women, I truly believe that women are designed to be with one man. So if a man treats her a certain way, that's going to be her expectation for the next man or better. So because she's so used to sleeping with men on the first night, when this man wanted to be respectful and bond with her, she thought he didn't like her. That's why she cut him off.
I really don't care, but that was the dumbest thing I ever heard. But that goes, like I said, Kev, I got a question. Above the first one in yellow, is that a question up there? Because you know I can't see what the fuck.
Oh, you just talking about the title itself?
Oh, entitlement mentality is destroying
Yeah,
us today.
I want to
That's
know
just
how
the
everybody
title.
feel about that first. Yeah, entitlement mentality destroying us today. How y'all feel about it?
Oh man, look, this is the whole thing. Everybody feels entitled to a certain degree, to whatever. All right. But the problem is when your entitlement becomes your reality. That's when it becomes a problem.
That's a good one.
That's when a lot of things become a problem. When your perception becomes your reality. When your perception of other people become your reality. When what you call my truth becomes your reality. That's when a whole lot of shit hits the fan and becomes a major issue, and you put that shit on everybody else because it's your quote unquote reality. But no, I always say something. That is your circumstance, your situation. It doesn't involve everybody else. It involves you and maybe the people that you're dealing with. Don't try to put that shit on everybody, because then you're gonna have a hive mindset about a certain group of people, and then you're gonna spread that shit out, and then it's gonna become like an airborne fucking virus, because you know everybody is not about the truth and honesty and all of that shit. They're about what makes them feel good. And you don't like to be the bad guy in your own fucking story. So if that's the case, do something to change it. And most people don't, because they like that they're so hung up into where they are, and eventually you being the bad guy makes you feel good, but you don't want to be called the bad guy. It's about feelings nowadays. And very few people ever tell the whole story. Very few. But you want honest advice, but you're getting false advice because you're not telling the whole story. I'm done.
Oh, quick question. You have a fish tank back there? Is that a fish tank?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. It sounds like a big one, so.
It's only a 55-gallon.
I know fish. So so when people have things like that, like a fish tank, that's like a green flag to me, because they take care of things that just look pretty. Like, it's a lot to upkeep a fish tank. And it's not like it's a dog or a cat that actually gives you good companionship. It's a fish, and it's a 55-gallon fish tank. I just find that crazy that people, I don't know. I find that as a green flag. I don't know. It's probably weird though.
And I personally find that, like, I mean, not that there's anything wrong with finding positivity in someone having a fish tank or taking care of something, but it's just like that's just what we're talking about here. Like, this is why we constantly end up back in this conversation. Like, that's a very surface level way to like perceive somebody. It's like for the most part, sociopaths and psychopaths, like, typically speaking, the reason why they're in like the top 10 or top 1% of society, it's like, typically speaking, like, they're able to present, not to say anything about Warlock, right? But just to make that observation and then create an assumption about somebody based on such a surface level thing. It's like, that's ridiculous. That's like seeing a car and then being like, oh, okay, cool. Like, he's got a nice car, he's got money. All right, let me hang out with this dude. It's like, you don't know anything about this person.
You
like,
can judge
like that's
people by the animals. Like, I judge cat people. If a guy is a cat owner, I judge him versus being a dog owner. I definitely judge men based off of the animals that they own. You may not, but I go off of anything to judge a stranger, and I'm just making an observation. So if you don't
What
do
about
that,
how
then
men carry
hello, I'm
themselves?
sorry.
so then what
Uh,
if you speak to that person
what about
with
a
your
man?
cat?
How does a man carry himself in society? What are your green flags to a man, human being in society as a person? What do
Yeah, that's
those
what I'm
green
saying.
flags look
It's like,
like?
what if you get into a bad situation with a cat owner? Now you're looking at every cat owner like, it's like, they own a cat, and the person I was with last time had a cat, and they were actually like just a narcissist. Da, da, da. So now all
Oh,
cat owners,
wow.
like,
Just
this is
be
what we're
quiet.
talking
You
about.
could judge someone by the animals that they keep. And I could definitely, you would judge a cat woman. She has a whole bunch of cats. What did that tell you? People who have a whole bunch of pillows in their bed. If you go to their house and they have a whole bunch of pillows, that means that it shows signs of depression. I'm just making an observation.
My grandma had 7 cats, and she was very happy. And her husband expired before her lifespan, but she was still happy
and people who
Exactly.
have a whole bunch of dogs, people who have reptiles, spiders. Like, I could make that judgment. Hush, be quiet.
No,
So
ma'am.
who was that dude? Who was that dude who went
Um,
like who
can
was
I?
like viral for a minute on Netflix? Was it like Tiger King or something? Wasn't he like some crazy dude who had a bunch of exotic animals or something like that? Like it's like
Hello.
yeah. Go ahead, sorry.
Hi, because I want to get off the animals and stuff like that, and the insects and amphibians and all of that. Because we really need to get to these topics. I mean, this is going deep into somewhere else. It doesn't matter whether you want to own a dog or a cat or an iguana or you want to live in a tropical area or whatever. It's more of an assumption of what we think of ourselves and then how we present ourselves to the world. I hear about a lot concerning, and I agree with Warlock, and I enjoy Warlock because at the end of the day, people are more observant concerning other people instead of observing who they are. You walk around this earth and you don't even know what your purpose is, but we're talking about relationships. I'm tired of hearing it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's like when I first came in, because mind you, people were saying, you could join a different live. But that's the thing. Like, this is the constant discourse. Oh, relationships, relationships. Like, what about the economy? What about the state of politics right now? What about the entire state of the globe? It's like, it's so, like, things are a lot deeper than relationships. And mind you, of course, I understand that, oh, we could talk about, relationships as a topic, right? But it's just like, mind you, the economy plays a huge part in relationships. A major contributing factor to wealth in America is two couples married owning a home, right? It's like when we talk about relationships, it's like address the economy. It's like we can't just talk about certain dudes like half the time y'all don't even vet dudes in terms of like where their economic standing is, not just in terms of like, oh, like, does he have money or not, but it's like, how is he addressing the economy? How does he navigate through the world that we're living in? It's like, it's not just based on simply, oh, like, he made me feel this type of way or this type of way. It's like what are you seeking for in your relationship? It's like like I'm 24 years old, and it's like these are constant things that are constantly like on my mind all the time when I think about relationships. It's like I'm gonna join the Navy after graduation. Like I'm not focused on getting with somebody or trying to do something this, that, and the third. It's like Slim was talking about like oh, like, when I cook for my man, it's like an intimate process. It's like, dude, I'm cooking right now. I just finished making food for myself. It's like, am I being intimate with myself, or am I just like doing what I need to do instead of going out, ordering food, going to a restaurant and spending a huge check on the food? It's like, I don't know. Like, I don't know, because I feel like I'm definitely the youngest in the panel here, but it's just like a lot of the grown women in this panel do not have their priorities straight. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Hey, I got a question for you. How do you enunciate your name? Is it Ignati?
Yeah, it's Ignati.
Okay, I'm not turning this into a political thing. All I'm going to say is this. If you have not been paying attention to politics, you need to go back and shit, I could say 40 years, but I'm not. Go back for the at least past 2 years and please read to understand, to comprehend Project 2025. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm going to mute the fuck back up again.
Right? And you know what? Because people don't ever address this at all. One thing, because even as a Haitian American, generationally, my family hasn't been impacted, on a severe economic level in terms of like you know, generational detriments that have been implemented in America towards the black community. It's like every time women talk about like this, that, and the third about men or black men in the black community, it's like, dude, do y'all not understand that it hasn't even been more than 80 years since redlining was a thing? Since like, what was his name? Franklin Eleanor Roosevelt signed a new deal contributing $120 billion to white neighborhoods and communities, while at the same time, black and minority communities were redlined out of like, economic prosperity, home equity, and like loans to build homes and, subsequently create wealth and as well as like home and economic stability in the black and minority neighborhoods. It's like, mind you, obviously we've gotten to a much better place in life right now, but it's like when we talk about these things, it's like half the time y'all are literally choosing men who are not in a state of like trying to economically progress or combat the economy or the state of affairs as we see it as black people. It's like you completely ignore these issues and perpetuate the same stereotype. It's like, mind you, I'm not invalidating or denying the fact that there are a lot of men out here, especially in our community, in the black community, that aren't necessarily, conducive to growth and development, right? In the black community or in the household, individually speaking, right? But that's such a small minority of people. And like Warlock was saying, or I think it was Edwin saying it, it's like, how, no, I think it was brilliant. It's like, y'all are gonna end up with like some dude for 5 years and let that be the representation of every single man out here and limit your own growth and, development. Like with Slim, for example, like she has 2 kids and you're talking about men this, men this, men that. And like, oh, I only cook for my man when I'm trying to be intimate. What about your kids? It's like, don't they have to consistently like, be
Primarily,
fed or cooked for?
this is not a kid
Don't they have to
conversation.
consistently like,
No,
be
primarily,
fed or
this is
cooked
not a
for?
this is not a kid conversation.
But it kind of is, isn't it? Because in our
Not
community,
necessarily, and I mentioned that to you too because I don't want to derail the host topics at all. And I did inform you that it would be best to start your own panel when it comes down to economic value and things of that nature because they were already speaking to Miss Shar up here about a particular situation and then trying to get to the topics. At the end of the day, we can go around in a circle about people's economic backgrounds and why they pick who they pick and things of that nature. It's just an individual standpoint. You pick who you pick because you are who you are. I
but
mean,
the thing
that's
is,
and if
but
you're not financially well endowed or you don't have financial literacy, that's on you as an individual not to pick up a book.
if I can interject, technically I am on topic because the prompts are: what is the difference between expectation and assumptions? Who isn't privileged in America? Let's going back to redlining, and home equity and home value and how owning a home contributes to wealth in America. What are you forced to do in
I'm thinking you
America?
don't own a home then. You
What are
don't
you
own a home.
what are you forced to do in America and what are you doing to get out of it? Things like this, it's like it addresses an economic issue, especially for black people. It's like we have to talk about these things. It's like, what else do you want to talk about if not for the sake of growing and developing not only individuals in the community, but the community as a whole? Today's problem is a lack of freedom or control today. This is a control issue. If you can't control yourself to choose correctly or focus on a larger picture at hand when engaging in relationships or topics about relationships, then that's on you when you end up, producing negative results in your own life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, I have 2 older sisters and I've seen this myself. Like, mind you, me and my mom are living here now while I'm finishing school and like before I head to the Navy. But it's like, mind you, during the pandemic, it's like my sister. She had another dude up in his house this whole time, like, and extra rooms the whole time. My mom's 66. She was working in the COVID floor, like, like during the pandemic. Like, it's crazy. Like, the most at-risk demographic, facing like a world issue first in hand. And mind you, my sister prioritized a man, some random dude who was less economically endowed than her, right? She went and gave him a whole car.
That's what she wants to do. Like, so the thing is that some women prioritize relationships, and some women prioritize their social economic status and their careers. Whether you do either or, women are going to get bashed. We're going to get criticized for whatever plan we choose to do.
It's not about bashing because, mind you, I'm the person who had to stand up in our apartment where we were about to go up. We're looking for a different place. Mind you, my sister, perfectly economically endowed, great career, highly educated, right? Ends up coming to our apartment that we had to stay in because we couldn't go to her house because it was like, oh, her man, her man, her man. She gave this dude a car. This man drunk drove all the way with the car that she gave him. Drunk drove over.
That's her choice and her lessons and what she has to learn concerning her
It's not
individual.
about just her choices and lessons. See, this is what y'all women have to understand because
It's
this is
not us.
your choices.
I'm sorry. I
Your
can't do
choices, though.
the us women, us men thing because we're all individuals, right? And at the end of the day, we all choose what we choose. It's not we are more complex. We're humans.
The
And
problem
because
is
humans are
there's
The
statistics.
mammals,
problem
There's
is that you're
statistics.
talking
let
about.
me finish. Let me finish.
All right, go
We're
ahead. Go
more
ahead.
complex than just split down the middle. We're more complex than how much melanin we have in our skin. We're more complex than that. If you really was to look up certain things and really pick up different books outside of the realm and outside of the box that you're living in, you would see that humans are very complex. So I'm sick of hearing you women, you men, we're all fucking it up. All of us. Can we get to the topics?
So yeah, mind you, today's problem is lack of freedom or control today. Going back to what I was saying, your choices, not just your choices, my choices, everybody's choices affects all the people around them and involved with their lives. So going back to what I was saying, I had to be the one to sit there and stand between some dude bigger than me, drunk off his ass, to protect my sister. And mind you, we can get off that specific anecdotal example, but when we talk about 80% of the black community, right? It's not we do have to bring race into this. We do have to bring ourselves into this. Because when we talk about 4.15 million black babies last year in 2023 being born to single mothers, we're talking about issues that continue to be perpetuated in our community and in society in general, right? That creates issues. Going back to the topic, today's problem, is it a lack of freedom or control today? The
It's a
fact of the
lack of
matter is, there's
leadership
a lack
by
of
black
control.
men.
So
How about
so
that?
so Kev told me to pick an order. We're gonna start off with Shar, and then we're gonna go to Miss Cam, and then Warlock, and then we're gonna just keep going down, and we're gonna stair step like that. Okay, I'm gonna do.
So, the thing is, black men should want to be leaders. If they're spewing all this rhetoric and talking about everyone else, you cannot be put in a leadership role and complain about leading your family in some type of way or fashion, or stepping in for your
Miss
sister.
Shar, entitlement mentality destroying us today. That's
Oh,
what we're
okay.
starting with.
Okay, entitlement mentality. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I think women are more entitled than men. I think it's like a human nature thing. I think it was generational, in which men used to provide for women, and women definitely felt entitled to it because they were birthing their babies. They were keeping the home safe and running and everything else, while men were fighting the wars. Instead of men fighting the wars now, they're fighting us. They're kind of competing. The government is kind of stepping in a way, and we're competing with each other. They're trying to tear up the black family. So I think women still have the right to somewhat be entitled if it comes to creating families. And I think men should be entitled to the women that they choose to start families with, that they could basically create something that is high functioning. You can't just have babies with anybody. So women are entitled, if that's the question. And men should be okay with that. There's nothing wrong with it.
Miss Kim.
Thank you for allowing me to be in this space. I appreciate you. I
No, you can't
absolutely.
speak right now. I'm sorry. You can't. Nope. You gotta wait another damn hour. Nope. Hey, sweetheart, how you doing?
I'm good.
Go
I'm
ahead,
good,
baby.
Warlock.
Go
How
ahead.
you doing? I'm good. I absolutely think that entitlement mentality is destroying us. I don't know when either one of us decided that one of us was more important than the other. I don't know where we are misrepresenting each other in the fact that you are entitled to be exactly who you are authentically. You're entitled, and we live in a country that says that we are. Is that really the truth, though? We're on here back and forth with each other, and some of us are here for comprehension. Some of us are here to change minds. What are we entitled to? We're entitled to freedom. We're entitled to peace. We're entitled to joy. But when we own that entitlement as if we deserve it, as if we expect it, and then assume that someone is going to show us the same love and honor that we show ourselves, but demand that they do. if that makes sense. We're demanding that people show us the same honor, this honor that we don't even have for ourselves as human beings, as man and woman. There's a reason why we fit together the way that we do. There's a reason why we look the way that we look. There's a reason why none of us are the same. None of us are the same. None of us. We're not the same. And we have co-created a world where we see each other as not the same. But we're the same. We're not equal. That is absolutely not true. We are not equal. Some of us are more brilliant than. That doesn't mean that I'm any less brilliant, though. Me stating that someone is more than me does not decrease who I am. Men are important. Women are important. We are so fucking important, and we need each other. And the entitlement that we think that we have, the entitlement we just think that we deserve, we don't even hold ourselves accountable to that. We don't honor ourselves by holding ourselves accountable for the beliefs that we have that are wrecking our lives. We're choosing each other over choosing ourselves. I appreciate y'all. I landed there.
Thank you, baby. Thank you. Okay, the person above Kim, what's that? La Phil, what the hell is that?
La Fia.
Okay, I saw you on mute, babe. Go ahead.
It's G.I. Jane. No, you could go. I was gonna just say, Warlock.
Oh no, baby, I'm good. I'm trying to let this daggone leaves kick in, so I'm good.
Okay. I got a headache too now. Okay, I can't pronounce it. Is it Ignati, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay.
Oh, it's next. Okay, yeah. So I mean, just going to what in what Kimberly was saying, because she was saying like like freedom is kind of like something we're entitled to when like technically it's not. Like it's something that we have to consistently keep on the forefront of our minds. It's like if you just think you're entitled to freedom, it's like anybody could come along and just take it. It's like something that you have to fight for, and it's something that you have to make, just proper decisions in order to maintain. Like when I was bringing up the situation with my sister, that wasn't to bring us off topic. It was to say that my sister is one of the most educated, one of the most well achieved women that I've ever met in my life, right? And y'all don't understand how much respect I done lost just having to sit there and watch this girl run from a house that she got herself and put some random dude up inside of just for him to like go through her phone and whatever issues they went through, and then for her to come to our apartment when she was scared and have this dude drive her car that she gave him. Like it's like when I say these things, I say it to say that these decisions affect the children that you raise in this world, the brothers that you have, your mother. My mom was there. My mom was sitting there having some random drunk dude basically just going through like messages trying to like devalue my sister, this, that, and the third. And basically they're just both sitting there in fear, and me being 20 years old at the time sitting there trying to defend this and trying to be like, wow, like everything, like I really don't, I big you up. Like every woman that I talk to, every person I talk to, I'm like, yeah, my sister does this, my sister's this, that, and the third. It's like when I say this, it isn't to bring y'all down or to be like, oh, y'all women this, y'all women that. It's to say that the entitlement thing, it's like y'all gotta understand like certain things. Like it's like y'all are, it's like, mind you, black women are the most educated demographic in our country. But it's like somehow, some way, we are constantly talking about the same issues. For what? Today's problem is a lack of freedom or control. Y'all are so free to do so much, right? And I know that y'all got cards stacked against y'all. But mind you, when we talk about certain things like, oh, like a specific like representation of men, taking up the majority of your representation for all of us is just madness. Because like Kimberly was saying, we can't just be pointing fingers at each other, this, that, and the third. It's like, to some extent, we have to hold ourselves accountable. Me, myself, I know that I'm not good for a relationship. I can't sit out here and like just have, just any woman that like having my kids or something like that. It's like, I'm nowhere near that point. I'm 5 months from my bachelor. I'm about to join the Navy soon. Like, I got to get myself economically straight. I got to get myself together, But when I join a bunch of lives or join a bunch of discussions and I hear, oh, this, that, and the third about men, I'm like, bro, these are y'all choices. I know because I seen it with my sisters. I seen this firsthand. I'm the youngest of 5 children. My mother has 5 kids by 3 different dudes, and she's 66 and by herself, still struggling, working as a nurse. So when I tell y'all this, it's not to say that I'm trying to I'm trying to put y'all down or put anything on y'all. It's to say that like to some extent, like y'all gotta walk away from these discussions with a level of accountability and self-reflection. Cause I promise you, every single man that y'all like get into these discussions or discourse with, we're all self-reflecting. It's just the state of the world. We are forced to self-reflect. So as much as y'all want to say that we're not, it's like y'all gotta look inside. Y'all gotta look within yourselves and be like, you know what? Like, maybe I just haven't been really like seeking out the best representation for these dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not to put y'all down. It's not to cause like some sort of like, ongoing rhetoric about this, that, and the third demographic. It's just to say that there are facts, research, and so many anecdotal experiences that we hear every single day. But it's like there's always an excuse, this, that, and the third. It's like, yo, when are we going to talk about self-accountability? Today's problem, is it a lack of freedom or control? How much are you controlling your feelings? How much are you controlling your decisions? That's where I want to land.
6'5".
What up, though, Kev? What up, though? And Mirror Check, what up, though, everybody? Warlock, everybody on the panel. Entitlement mentality destroying. Well, I don't say it's destroying us, it's destroying those who feel entitled and ain't done shit. Because if you're entitled, that means you done something and you expecting something in return because you entitled to that because of what you done. I can't see you being entitled and you ain't done shit. That's like me going to the bank talking about I deserve some money. I'm not entitled to that money because I ain't put shit in there. Now I can apply, put something in there and go from there. But until the end, how am I to tell them that I'm entitled to what's in here just cause? No, what have you done? What have you done to feel entitled? Do you even know what entitlement is? I know. I get entitlements every 90 days. They call royalties. I got an artist right now who's trying to sue a company because they thought that they was entitled to more than what they were getting. Are we confusing what it is to be entitled? What have we done so significant? What system have we put? What are we looking for in these entitlements? You're entitled to something. That means it's in there. It's written. So I just tell people to think about that. If you went to a bank and you ain't got no money in there, do you think you're entitled to anything in that damn bank? As far as leadership goes, I don't know where women get men should be leaders. Leadership is a man and woman thing. It's a everybody thing. That's been since the Black Panthers. That's why the black community screwed up, because everybody is supposed to be leading, not just one gender. All of us, male, you look at the Black Panthers, men and women were leaders. That is reminiscent of the community abroad. Huey P. Newton, Bobby Seals, H. Rap Brown, Stokely Carmichael, all of them. Leadership, black people, is a everybody thing. Everybody. Not just the male. The female has to lead too. Now, that leadership over 70, 50 years have been kind of shabby. Which is probably why they asking us a lot of questions, because they tried that and it just ain't turned out well. And that's just the damn truth. But if we're going to do it, we lead together. We don't lead separately. We lead together. It has always been like that. What?
Hey,
No,
six
we did
four.
it. It wasn't no, we did it, y'all. Now come on, women can know. We led together. We conquered together. We eat together. And if black women can't get that concept together, then go ahead, the homie tribe. Let me see what y'all, it's been 50, 60 years and y'all still no further than your Caucasian, Japanese, Arabic, or Indian counterpart, while the black man is steady making strides all across this motherfucker.
6-4 got a question for you.
Yeah.
You know the way that they use leadership now and all of that. Let me ask you a question. Do you think the leadership role, as far as leading a pack of people or what have you, or being the face of, that is not something that you can claim for yourself. You have to be acknowledged by the people that are around you as such for things to work correctly.
That's right. Well, the people around you got to realize that they needed you to lead them because they were failing at something.
Okay.
You know, if you wasn't failing, you wouldn't need a leader.
Okay, fair enough.
That's it.
That was my only thing, because you hear on this fucking app all the time, men are leaders, men are leaders, men are leaders, and most of them can't even lead their own dick over a goddamn toilet bowl.
No, we all leaders. Men and women are leaders. And how we get this, that's how the Black Panthers were so successful. Because they all were leaders. And Huey P. Newton and Bobby Seals used to always say, in every revolutionary, always said.
Did you say Pills?
No, I said Huey P. Newton.
No, I said the second one.
No, Bobby Seals.
Seals, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Seals, not Pills, okay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Leadership is all of our duty. All of us. All of us. It ain't just us. It's all of our duty. And if the women are this lazy, then they just need to admit it. They ain't cut shit like their counterparts from yesteryear. They always talk about the women from yesteryear, but goddamn it, they ain't got the heart them women had. They ain't got the Angela Davis heart. They ain't got the Frances Cress Welsing heart. They ain't got the hearts of those women who really stood 10 toes down on the cause of humanity. It wasn't about me being black. It was about we are human beings and we are being treated bad. Period. Right. No matter where you cut it, you can send me in there, they're going to treat me bad. You send her in there, they're going to treat her bad. How do we get them to treat us better as a whole? And in that, we treat each other better too. This division is because of that.
Right.
You know, and I don't understand. It's been over 70 years and that separation shit that the sisters tried has not worked at all. It has all but backfired. Backfired. And here's why I know it backfired.
6-4.
Okay.
6-4. No matter what, and you're the mayor, okay? So out of everything that you've heard in your city, what is the one common denominator that you hear from most of the people that they don't like from your city? Is it that we are better on our own or we work better together?
Well, it's kind of
And which one do you think works best?
On one end, they say we need to work on our own. Then one breath, they say, well, we need to come together with others. Well, working on our own really hasn't panned out well because we can't get that right either. Mm-hmm. And then when we work with others, we just basically go with what they have on their pad when they get there because that's easier. But I will say this. If we are going to, well, I'm not going to say we, if people, make it a people thing because we are people. Right. If people want to rise above the current oppressive states they are in, then they must realize that the leadership that they are looking for is not outside of their home. It's inside. And if there's no leader in there, then they need to bow down to someone who could take care of them. Real talk. Ain't no such thing of we ain't never heard this shit in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 70s. Black women wasn't telling black men that if you got a family, damn it, you took care of them. That was the end of it. The only time we got a leader is because something was affecting us all on a grand scale. That's why you got the Martins and the Malcolms. Malcolm wasn't up there talking about relationship bullshit. He was talking about basic human rights. He wasn't talking about why y'all polygamy and why y'all ain't high value people. That wasn't why they became leaders. They ain't become leaders because the dude next door couldn't get along with his wife. They ain't give a fuck about that shit. They cared that when you went to that store and the police seen you, you still came home and they ain't fuck with you. That's what they cared about. See, the black women today care about the wrong bullshit. They care so fucking much about the community, but can't stop their sons from joining gangs with their weak asses. Got the nerve talking about we ain't lead. No, you a failed leader. Your son walking around your house with a motherfucking rag in his pocket and ain't a goddamn thing you could do about it. Powerful, strong ass. Your son selling drugs. Got the drugs in the pew in your house. Strong ass. And got the nerve to talk about us. The one who's there can't do shit. Think about the condition and what is being done. So you can't talk about the black man. And why he ain't leading? Why you ain't? What's wrong with you? Why you can't convince your son to get out the gang? Why you can't have that mother talk with him? Why you can't sit down with him on the dinner and say, Vaughn, get out that gang. I don't need you to be a GD. Why your tears can't move him? Why your plea can't move him? What is it about you, mama, that's not powerful enough that your own seed end up spitting in your face? From a minor till he grow up, you lost control, and that ain't the black man's fault. That's your fault. You destroyed your rapport with your child, that they feel as though they can override you at any given damn time. That ain't got nothing to do with a man being there or not. It got everything to do with you and how you built that relationship with that child. Daddy ain't tell them that.
And
Go
Warlock
ahead.
spoke on this earlier, basically saying it's like,
Wait. This is not open panel. We have to respect the fact that Brilliant and Mira still have not talked yet. So we're gonna go to Brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, Mirror's not there, and I ain't got a whole lot to say on just the title in and of itself. It absolutely is destroying civilization. Entitlement mentality is a silly thing, and I wish we could just eradicate it. You aren't entitled to nothing, So I don't know. There's that.
And Mira not here. Where's Mira at?
It's only 10 o'clock. His old ass ain't sleep.
Nah, he's probably in somebody else's live, if I'm being honest.
That's possible. That is possible.
if I could just
Live
jump in,
cheating.
folks,
He live cheating.
I would like to answer it because I never answered it.
so if I
Okay.
could just hop back on what Six Fo said, it's
Wait
because
1 second. Let me answer it. Can I
oh,
answer
okay,
it?
I'll
my
be
bad,
back in a
And
few. My
then
daughter
we're
done
gonna be
texted me like
open.
4 times.
my
And
bad.
I'm
It's
gonna be
I'll be
quiet.
back in a minute.
Okay, Warlock. Make sure you come back. Okay, so first of all, we're gonna do by definition. That's entitlement. Just because of who you are, you feel like you're deserving of something. I feel like that's the issue primarily that we have now, is because everybody has now made themselves eligible or given themselves the authority or allowed or qualify themselves for certain positions. I don't agree that everybody's going to be a leader. Some people were placed here and their purpose is to serve others. If all we have is leaders, we'll have no one else to serve, and then everybody's going to be big-headed. And that's what's happening now. Now we have the Cardi B's of the world that's leading within the black community. So now we have nothing but a bunch of black women with BBLs. Then back in the day, we had men that, oh yeah, well, he wore the gold chains and he did this and he was out in the street and things of that nature. And that's what we believed led the black community. And then we had a bunch of people that said, hey, you know what? These are now the leaders and everybody's going to lead. Everybody's not meant to lead. And that is a problem that we now face.
But see, that's the thing. Like, I mean, I'm gonna hop back on what Six Four was saying, but just to address that specifically, like, bringing up the Cardi B's and like the XC Reds and all that. Like, it's like, mind you, it's like, for example, it's like I listen to Chief Keef, I listen to Lil Durk, I listen to Playboy Cardi, I listen to a lot of rap music. I have a completely clean criminal record. It's like
You
when
an
we talk
adult?
about everybody being a leader, it's about leading by example.
Aren't
And
you an
also,
adult? We're talking
understanding.
about the children. We're talking about the ones that are growing up. You have a mindset where you can conceptualize and
But that's what
separate
we're
those things.
saying. But that's what I'm saying. I'm 24. I'm telling you that young boys are not like that's not everybody that's just following rappers and rap music. It's like when we talk about the influence of like
It's
if
an
you want to bring up
example.
Cardi B, if you
It's
want
an
to bring up Cardi
example.
B and how everybody's getting BBLs, it's like to some extent, men can't lead women out of what examples they're following by. Right? Like we can't do that. That's the whole point of everybody being a leader, leading by your own example and choosing what you allow to basically be your precedent or framework for how you navigate through life. And going back to 6-4 and what Warlock was saying before, it's like when we talk about, oh, black men this, black men that, it's like in the household, we're growing up, and mind you, 4.15 million black babies born to single mothers last year, and 80% all throughout the 2000s. It's like when we talk about how black women are trying to lead their young men and tell them what to become in the future, it's like, mind you, we're growing up and seeing the choices y'all make. It's like the whole time I'm growing up as a man being told, oh, like, yeah, you got to be like this, you got to be this, that, and the third. And mind you, thank God, I've just
Can I
had the
just speak,
discernment to,
Ignati? You're
yeah.
saying a lot of problematic things because who the hell? Why are women leading black men? Like you're saying something that's like you're brushing over certain topics and you're trying to make sense of it when it's asinine to say that, and that is one of the issues. We should not be leading our male children to anything. Women should have a sector where we're able to talk to one another. We should be leading each other like the big mamas did for mamas, and then they gave birth to us and things of that nature. That's where our leadership should come from. But everybody can't be a leader. Have you ever had a terrible boss instead of a person that led? Everybody can't lead.
It's kind of
It's
like,
not asinine to say.
no, it is asinine to say, considering your mom has 5 babies and 3 baby daddies. So stop.
That's
And
80,
then,
that's 80% of the black
but
community
I'm
that
saying,
says
no,
these
you're
things.
the one that's talking and you have no room. The thing is that men need to focus on checking other men and women need to focus on checking on other women, but we all need to check each other. What I'm tired of is men trying to check women, but they're the main reason for single moms. If there was so many black leaders and so
So
many
in
other
what way am I
things, then
responsible
why
for
are
a single
there,
mom if I've
I'm
been
saying,
told to
why are there
stay
single
or have
moms then?
kids?
So you cannot say these same things, and you're part, and you're the offspring of that, right? And then you now perpetuating the same energy to create more of these. Like